Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Late Night Leos. This is our adult open chat, 18 and over only. This is your host, Morgan, from THOR GECKO. Tonight, I have got Jeff Scott, Brad Hicks, and Eric Veach. You guys want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Yeah, hello, everyone.
Right on. So, tonight's episode is brought to us. What?
Because that definitely identified us all, right?
Yeah, right? Well,
wait, one,
yeah,
two, three, everybody say hello.
Hey. All right. Tonight's episode is brought to us by our incredibly generous sponsors, who are awesome: Luxurious Leopards, Lilith's Leo Lovables, SC Geckos, Desert Snow Gecko, Residual Arts, Ghoulish Geckos, and the Reptile Report Marketplace. So, guys, tonight, the market, adult chat. What do you guys want to talk about first?
The market before adult chat.
Yeah.
Leos, leopard geckos. Let's talk about geckos.
Well,
Geckos. Oh, man.
Something related to the market.
Way out of line there.
Yeah, that's uncalled for. AC Reptiles is actually hiring right now, and I told Anthony that I would tell everyone that he's hiring. So he's looking for a few people for 4-hour shifts. That way he can just check out to see if they're, good to go or not and all that. And
where
then
are they located?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Oh, that's helpful.
Northeast, I believe.
Trying to apply right now.
I have no information. I just know that Anthony Caponetto, I don't know how you spell that either, so good luck finding that on Facebook.
Oh, man.
With AC
Reptiles.
I'm sorry, Anthony. I'm totally not prepared today. But, yeah, he's hiring. I think he's, in the Midwest or in Arizona or New Mexico or something.
Or Florida or, Maine or something.
Yeah, it might be Florida or, North Dakota.
So he's somewhere on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking for people for 2 4-hour shifts or 1 8-hour shift, I think it said.
Yeah, he's in Kansas City, Missouri.
Cool.
So,
all right,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways.
That'd be cool. I've never worked for a pet store or anything like that. Or a reptile breeder or anything like that. It's all, I've been around them a lot. I've seen stuff come in big crates with mass amounts of reptiles before it, way back when.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. If you guys want any information, you can contact Anthony at acreptiles.com and just give him a detailed resume, 5-year work, school history, address, phone number, 2 references, hours you're available to work, and when you can start. And he'll do phone interviews first, and it'll be 2 half-day, 4-hour shifts per week in his Kansas City, Missouri. And yeah.
That's cool.
Check it out. Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's not just slow looking at the geckos while you're cleaning. I mean, it's a commercial breeder where you just fly through. So.
Yeah, he's got walls of tubs.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
It's like my gecko room, but a whole bunch bigger.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I'll post a link in the chat just so that everybody can see, because the wall that he shows there is just nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Kind of like Trimperland.
Yeah, but it's he gets a lot
smaller
of hate from
tubs.
people. Yeah, he's got 6-quart tubs.
I got a bunch of those.
They're the really flat tubs too, and a lot of crested people are they need to climb and all that. But I mean, he's just raising them up in those. I've seen his adult sections where it's, you know, it's the Exoterra glass things and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
he
that's
moves a whole lot
commercial
of
breeding
animals really quick. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting your animals from someplace, so.
I hope so.
That's.
We've been praying to the gecko gods, and I always have to wait for the FedEx guy.
FedEx doesn't make the geckos.
Oh, man.
The stork's not going to bring it either.
Yeah. Knocks on the door, and some guy with a foil hat comes to the door all excited.
In a tinfoil helmet and an Enigma in a deli cup.
It was terrible.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you guys hatching anything recently?
Yeah, actually, I just peeked in the incubator and hatched a Shrimper albino Max Snow, and I was hoping for Super Snow. The first two from the clutch were Super Snows, and the second clutch was just Max Snows, and this one of them's a Max Snow. So, and it was from my big old Shrimper Mac albino to a Shrimper Shrimper Super Snow. So
nice.
I was hoping to get some more Super Snows out of it, but I don't know. I think two's all I get this season.
Yeah, everybody can't have the odds like Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Where is Gary? He's supposed to be on, isn't he?
Gary has over 101 degree fever, and he is in bed where he should be. Gary, go to bed.
Yeah, we don't want to catch that.
Yeah, his wife and I.
Computer.
Yeah, I told him that he needs to go get checked out if he's still sick later, and he said his wife's already on that.
Yeah, I'm sure she's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Morgan, you already had a computer virus, so you don't need another one. So.
Yeah.
That's how you get them too.
That sucks. I don't want to start the episode by crying.
Yeah.
Leave that for the final 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I lost everything. All of my videos, everything.
Oh, man.
And you learned the valuable
get
lesson
a lot of that
backup,
stuff
right?
back, right? Yeah.
What?
Who?
I said you learned a valuable lesson. You learned to back up.
And I did a backup just right after that happened. So, and it was like, your backup has not been completed since February of 2012. I was like,
oh, Jesus.
God.
Little late.
So I've got all my old YouTube channel videos, like everything from 2010 to 2012. So.
Oh, man. We've all learned that lesson.
Yeah, it sucks.
I think I have like 10 or 15,000 pictures on the hard drive of my other computer that I haven't taken anywhere to get removed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you gotta do that because it'll go. Your battery will go dead in your hard drive, won't it? Isn't there like what old video games
there's
have?
No battery in a hard drive.
Isn't there something?
It's an electrolytic capacitor or something that holds a charge.
Volatile. I think it's like a volatile memory. They have it in heating and air conditioning.
There's the CMOS battery, which is like on your motherboard, and then you have EEPROM, which is memory and stuff, and then you have. But usually in your hard drive, you just have some way to store stuff like a capacitor, and then that's about it. But once that drains out, then your drive, your drive just turns off. It's really just a silicone disc.
Yeah, so you're saying I need to plug this. I need to plug this bad boy in, even if it doesn't.
Yeah, it gets its power from the power supply. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me out now.
I had my cat. Yeah, I had my cat pull my external hard drive off of the TV tray I was using to hold it up while I was backing up. So my cat comes tearing through my living room, rips the power cord and the drive right on off my freaking tray, and I lost everything on that hard drive.
And it
and
it
fell.
Like did it fall on the dairy crate?
Man, I was mad.
Yeah.
You know, that was my backup. So
I'm gonna miss that cat.
Well, surprisingly, I still have him. But trust me, he almost found his way back to the street.
Hey, what's that one person's name? The whiskey drinking grandma?
Yeah, whiskey grandma. Whiskey Granny.
Grandma.
Granny Whiskey, yeah. He's not on there. I don't know how to say his name, and I don't want to sound...
Well, he was from China, so I don't know what time it is.
Chao Ching or whatever.
No,
like Yao or Chow.
I've been informed that was actually a troll. So
man. That was a cool troll, though.
I know, it was a really cool troll.
And they're invited
I'm not
back.
surprised, yeah.
I wish they would have called...
That's pretty sad.
It was sad. I mean, come on now.
It was like
it's just sad that it happens, you know, in the community. I mean, to be honest, that's just sad. Like, why do that, you know?
Especially
support
a show
each other.
Like,
don't be against each other.
Yeah, I mean, we're here for you, so don't come on the show and troll us. Unless you're Zhao and you know, got whiskey grandma, because you're awesome.
Whiskey drinking granny. That's like almost Hobbit cool troll. Wait, which one's worse, Hobbit or a troll? Aren't those related?
It depends on which one you're marrying, I suppose.
Oh, dear.
Hobbits have hairy feet, so.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'd go with the troll.
Oh, wait. Now I'm really confused. Honey, let me see your feet.
Uh-oh.
You guys are going to get me in trouble. Oh, you got another something hatching.
Uh-oh. Dang, man.
Just the
like
nose.
an assembly line over there.
No,
kidding.
I didn't have nothing hatch except for the twins the other day. And
twins?
2 out of 1 egg. But sadly,
why didn't
one
you
of them
post a
died.
picture?
Because I work real hard in the hot sun, and I get home, and it's like I feed them all, and I water them, and clean bins, and then it's like, I didn't take a picture. I'm going to bed.
Priorities, Jeff. Come on, priorities.
I think I could take a picture of the dead one, but I threw it away. The other one's real small. I know, I should have got a picture. It was weird. One of them was real healthy and crawling around normal, but the other one kind of crawled on its, elbows.
Did it have feet?
Yeah, it had feet. It had eyes. It had... Everything was there. And then I looked in there, the next morning, and he was sleeping.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. No, they look just alike. No, when they first came out of the egg, it looked healthy and everything, and it was weird because it was the last egg in the GEO, and I look in there, and I look at it, and I go, what the heck? It's got 2 heads. And I'm thinking, right on. And then
oddity, here we go.
Yeah. And then I open the GEO, and it's 2 of them in there, and it's like, whoa.
Man, that is so cool.
Your first time ever hatching twins?
No, who was it? Jessica Smith hatched twins, and I think she just posted the other day. They're both doing really good, like a raptor.
Yeah. Was it your first twins?
Yeah, that both lived. A couple of years ago I hatched. One hatched. It took 72 days to hatch, and there was a live one and then a dead one. You could tell it wasn't all the way formed, kind of attached to the same, I think it was attached to the same egg sac. Because it crawled around with this, it was dragging this thing for a while. It was kind of gross, but because I looked at it and I go, what the hell? And I got it out and put it under a magnifying glass, and you could clearly tell that it was an undeveloped twin. But
did the egg that you just hatched, did it look any like unusually large or anything like that? Could you tell at all?
Actually it looked a little smaller than a lot of them. It's shaped different, more round than long, you know. It was
right.
It was rounder, not as long. But you know, some are longer, some are. No, I had no idea.
I've seen some pictures of like some freakishly large eggs that some people produce when sitting next to a normal egg. I don't know if it's just an oddity, or I don't really follow up to see if twins ever hatched out of them, or if it was just a big egg.
I guess
I have two eggs that look abnormally large, but then normal geckos hatched out of them. So I was kind of hoping for twins. You know, you see the big egg next to the normal egg, and you're like, oh man, this could be it. And then a 4-gram gecko hatches out, and you're like, that's it.
And you don't
you don't
gecko, handle your eggs, do you, Jeff?
I just want them to hatch healthy. You know, a 2-headed one would be cool.
I want them healthy as long as they're 2-headed.
As long as they got 2 heads or 2 tails or like an extra arm coming out of the back, that would be cool. And like the extra arm grabs stuff, like it grabs like dubia and mealworms and like feeds it like a praying mantis arm.
Oh. That would be priceless to Morgan right there.
Well,
me too.
You know that chick with the gecko with no eyes?
Yeah.
She was going to sell it to me, and apparently it actually has, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but it actually has 2 little tiny eyes. They're all the way at the front of the eyelids, so it's got eyes and it can see, but I haven't heard from her since.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. That'd still be something to have.
Yeah, she was supposed to post it for Oddity of the Year, but that didn't happen either. So, I really don't think that anyone can beat Jean's nasty, mutilated head with the club front. It's got no front feet and that, like, horrible back tail. I don't think anyone's going to beat that.
Huh.
Have you guys seen that?
I've seen some weird stuff.
What about that one you were commenting on, Morgan, that I can't remember what it was. I think it was some type of Rhacodactylus, like it was like conjoined twins.
Yeah, that thing.
That'd be cool.
Because I saw you commented about something about wanting to buy it.
Well, I think, didn't somebody tag me in it? As soon as we started talking about oddities and how I wanted to buy that stuff, everyone started tagging me in all these nasty pictures.
We were helping you out.
Yeah, I should have saved the dead. I should have said to save the dead twin and sent it to you.
Yeah.
I want to buy it.
You can send it. Quick question on those twins, matter.
Yeah. Quick question with those twins, Jeff. Do you candle your eggs?
Nuh-uh.
That's what I was wondering. If you candle your eggs, would you see two of the bullseyes inside?
I don't know.
I guess it would depend on if they were like conjoined twins or if they were actual 2 separate, I guess, embryos inside of the egg. If it would have 2 bullseyes, that'd be a pretty cool picture if somebody could get that.
Yeah, huh? Like an X-ray type thing. You know how a chicken kind of pecks its way out of the egg? You know, with the beak, and it just kind of pecks its way out. I'm wondering what the Leo's doing in there. Is he like scraping it with his egg tooth, or does he just grow so big that the egg pops?
I think Ben from Art Geckos has like close-up pictures, and you can see an egg tooth on the.
Yeah. That's who I is Ben.
But that's because
I always looked at the egg, and it looks like it's been sliced open because.
Yeah.
Some of my eggs, they don't have just like one slice. They'll like slice it a couple of times, and I'm like, that looks like it was cut open with a razor blade.
We all kinds of slices in.
They find the weak spot.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they move around.
Huh. No, that would be cool to get like a still photography, or when they slow stuff down, or speed it up, I guess, and watch what they're doing in there. If you inject it with dye.
I remember seeing a YouTube video. It was a while back. I don't even know how I would find it, but it was somebody and they were candling a leopard gecko egg, and you could see the baby moving inside of it, and then you see the actual egg like rupture, like it hatches while they're holding it.
Oh, cool!
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
I've seen them. I've seen them. I looked in there and I've seen the head pip out before, the little nose.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And like the moment it happens, it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Because I'm always worried about candling them when they're close to hatching, just because I know like some species of lizards, like they have like that built-in thing where if there's a predator or something nearby, they'll all hatch like simultaneously and like take off running.
Due to vibrations, or I was just reading something about that.
Yeah.
There's certain vibration that makes them hatch, or light, or I don't candle them. I pretty much just leave them alone once I put them in the incubator. I don't know. If they hatch, they hatch.
I've hatched a lot of geckos, and I'm still like, maybe if I shine this light bright enough in there, I can see a pattern. Is that a stripe? Is it banded? Is that a supercell? Like, what in the world?
Is it an eclipse?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't candle anything. I just
really
let it happen. I just let it do its thing. It either goes bad or it hatches.
I candle every single egg when I pull it out before I go to put it in the deli cups. I'll pull them out. I don't mark them or anything, but I'll candle each one and see if they're fertile or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't do that. I just throw them in the deli cup, mark down what they are, and who laid them.
Throw them from across the room.
Sometimes I bounce them, juggle them a little bit.
Yeah.
That way
it's pretty cool.
I can really super cool sun glows.
Yeah.
I just kind of put them in there. I try to hold the position they're laid in, but that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll roll them around and everything when I'm taking them out, but then I don't know, OCD, I guess, I'll candle them before I put them in the deli cups, and I'll make sure that the embryo is on top.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't mark them or anything. It's just an OCD thing. I'm pretty sure people have proven that it doesn't really matter at first, at least I guess the first couple weeks or whatever.
Yeah, because it's just like a yolk until it splits and the cells start dividing.
Yeah.
Hey,
but I mean,
you guys noticed?
You can tell.
Huh?
Go ahead, Morgan.
Have you guys noticed that they like lay on their backs on the bottom of the egg once they're coming to term when they're resting?
It's like they hatch upside down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. The way they.
Is that why the eggs dimple kind of on the top? Like they get that sunken in look?
It must be.
Probably. Yeah, from like pushing with their feet and their egg tooth, I'd assume.
Yeah, huh. Interesting.
Just like a scary movie when the baby's like pushing out of the stomach of the mother, you know? That would be awesome to catch on. Yeah, that would be awesome to catch on video. Like the egg being like pressed against.
Oh man. Well, you've seen. You guys may have not seen, but the aquarium. I think down here, the Aquarium of the Pacific, they take their shark eggs and they take them into this room and they cut a patch out of them, and then they use this clear, special like tape or something, and they put it on the egg where they just cut out, so that way when they hang the egg to develop, you can actually watch the baby develop, the baby shark. It's pretty cool.
They're cool looking too. The eggs, they're like spirals, huh? Like a pigtail or something.
Yeah.
No, I forget where I've seen that, but
there's a video out there, I think on YouTube, of showing how they do it too. And I mean, they take extra care because you can't spill any of the fluid or water that's in there. Yeah, they do it. You know, they cut out this big portion and they lay this clear film on it and seal it and everything else, and it stays that way till the baby shark comes out. I mean, now sharks that lay eggs, so do for those.
I think they all do.
But that would be cool if someone could do that for a leopard gecko.
Yeah.
Well, they do it for ball pythons where they cut out that window. Obviously, it's late. It's after a certain amount of days. But,
they pip them. Yeah.
They cut the window out and see like what they actually have.
Yeah, they make them pip. I don't like that. To me,
that just seems wrong. But I see them do it all the time, and I wasn't even.
All the top breeders do it, and they say that they'd rather do it that way because then they just leave them to come out on their own than to risk, the $75,000 new morph ball python die in the egg because they didn't pip it.
Yeah, so well, you figure as big as their clutches are, not really with ball pythons, but like they do it with like retics and Burmese and stuff like that, where you got so many eggs, and if you just left them to their own means, like probably quite a few of them wouldn't hatch.
I would think that.
Hey, all right, guys, we got the critters and more, so let's take that one and get them through here.
All right.
Yeah, they're cool.
Good.
Yeah. All right, critters and more. You're on the air with Late Night Leo.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. This is Steve and wife Sandra.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
We're good. How are you?
Good to hear your voice again. This is Jeff.
Hey,
Hi.
Jeff.
And this is Eric. No one recognizes my voice, so it's okay.
Well, we saw you listed, so we knew you'd be there.
Oh, okay. Well, Morgan doesn't even recognize my voice, so it's all good if you guys don't later on.
Well, that might be a problem, but that's between you two.
Oh.
Tell us about this Reptile Expo.
Well, it's the first Reptile Expo for Reading. They've never had anything like that here before. Chico, which as Jeff knows is about an hour and a half from Reading. They had a show last year that did pretty well. Other than that, the closest expo is Sacramento, and Reading to Sacramento is about 150 miles, about 2 hours drive. So when we opened the store and we found a really positive, really overwhelming response to our having reptiles in the store, because there really is no good reptile stores up here, we decided that we would put on a show for people in the North State who don't want to drive all the way to Sacramento or even to Chico. So it's on July 19th here in Reading at the Holiday Inn on Hilltop in their convention room, and it's from 9 in the morning to about 5 in the evening.
I'll be there.
Yep. We're looking forward to seeing it.
It's growing, and there's such an interest. We've been going to local events and passing out flyers and getting some really positive responses to it. It's going to be a great family event, and there's so many people here in Reading that have never been to one, and so the excitement is even more so because I've always wanted to go, but it's too far. By the time you make that drive and get in, and we're making it family affordable too. So
your admission prices are great on it.
It's we're
awesome.
charging $3 for kids and $5 for adults.
Nice.
Help attract more people to come to the show and have more money to spend for the vendors. So the Sacramento show is what, $15 to get in for an adult. So
10 or 15. It's plus a long drive.
Right, especially if
you
you're up here or even further north.
Down here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
We come down here, Jeff, anytime.
I know. I'd love to go to that Pomona Super Show and all the stuff down south. But
we went to that one in August, right before we opened our store, and that's where we met a lot of the breeders and that we made connections with, so that pretty much we either know because we met them or they're local breeders, and that show was fantastic. But we're not going to be that large by any means, but you never know.
Maybe next year.
Well, you guys should try. You guys should.
Not the first year anyway.
I hope.
The Chico show last year, we're told had about 4,000 people show up in one day. So
we
have
it
that
was
many. We'll be happy.
Bruce said that one was really good.
Yeah, I go to that one and the San Diego one, and because the reptile group I belong to, we do a lot of events like that. But a super show or an NARBC is a good goal for you guys to aim for, especially up in an area where you guys don't have shows a lot. So that's really cool that you guys are opening that up and doing that. So, and family-wise, you need families involved. If mom and dad kind of hate going to shows, they're not going to want to purchase reptiles for their kids. So, get the families involved. That's cool.
Yeah, and in July in Reading, it's going to be 110 degrees outside, so people are going to be looking for things to do inside in a nice, cool air conditioning building. So that's going to help us. And we have a radio sponsorship. Mix 101 is providing us with over 100 commercials. So our commercials will be playing 7 times a day, every day for the month of July on the radio.
Oh, that's cool.
We're going to do mailers and advertise out to Eureka on the coast, Susanville, up into Oregon, up into Ashland, Oregon, which is 150 miles from here. So we're going to hopefully draw a lot of people from a large area. It's not very populated up here.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you will. I'll we'll share it on Facebook and everything else. Because do you have a vendor list?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have a vendor list?
We do. We're not full yet. We're still trying to work on vendors. We have about 10 vendors so far, but it's still early. We still have 2 months, so I'm not that concerned about filling up. And if we do fill up, and hopefully we'll fill up, we can expand the space that we have. We can double our space. So we're going to take vendors up until the last day if they're interested in coming up.
The Facebook account does, as we get confirmed vendors coming in, we do, as I think with yours, we've posted links to the individual websites or Facebook pages. So that's the best place to get the list. I don't think we have an actual, just a list of the different ones, but that everybody that has confirmed is listed on our Reading Reptile Expo page on Facebook. And actually, just this week, I think we got two more. So I think we're up to 12 now, and several people that just were waiting for next month to send in and confirm there. But I think we're gonna get full actually. Luckily, we have an extra room next to the convention room that we can tap into. So.
And rumor has it that the San Jose show is not happening this year. So. We're going to try and draw some of their vendors up to here, up to our show. The problem is, it's Reading's pretty far from the rest of humanity, and it takes a lot to drive up here. So that it might be a little limiting factor for us as far as people wanting to take that trip for a one-day show. And we only want to do a one-day show for the first year. We'll probably expand to a 2-day show and have more vendors interested in coming up 2 days, but we decided to do a one-day show for the first year. So
makes Reading sound so remote. We're right off of I-5 and on the way to Oregon and on the way down south. So I don't think it's going to be. We're not that remote actually, and it's a great vacation place. We're sort of pushing vendors to say, come spend the weekend and enjoy Reading and the lakes and the rivers, and the same thing with hopefully we'll get some vacationers. Coming into town and then wanting to come to the expo too. Whether they, it's not always the best time to be buying a pet if you're on vacation, but you might gain an interest. And when you get home, contact that breeder to purchase that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, is getting your names out there and getting all out there. You think Turtle Bay will let you put up posters?
I don't think they're going to have a problem with it. Because it's just going to benefit Reading. We belong to the chamber, and the Chamber of Commerce is helping us with some advertising, and Reading.com has got us advertised. Talked to a couple of local businesses that actually, even Mix 101, they approached us. So just to support GECKO Life, which is a new mobile app. They're advertising us. And then we've got the big ones, the Reptile magazine, we're going to be putting in June. They'll list the event as well. So we're getting them out there. And then the vendors are doing it too. If every vendor shares the information, it spreads the network out.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so are we.
I am too.
Now. That's 2 months.
So, have you guys thought of contacting any kind of guided herping tour guides or people like that? Because since your show is on a Saturday, you could have fishing guides and bird watching vendors there as well with pamphlets and things like that. You know what I mean, for Sunday? So if people were on vacation going for the reptile show on Saturday, then they could go and see the sights on Sunday.
That's actually an awesome idea. We've got a lot of fishing tours and things like that here in Redding with the and the Sacramento River. So that's really an awesome idea. We'll have to get on that.
Yeah, there's a lot to do up there in Redding. I think it's nice, even though it has more days over 100 than Death Valley.
Redding is the second sunniest city in the country, supposedly.
Yeah, no, I like Redding.
I'm glad I went through there in March then.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, good plan.
It was raining.
I'm up here in Magalia, and next to Paradise Chico, up here in the hills. But I always see all these good restaurants and stuff, and I go, cool, where's that? And it says, Hilltop Drive, Redding. And it's like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's exactly where all the restaurants are. That's where they do the April Cool Night Drive with all the older cars that come in. It's the place to stay. If you're going to come to Redding, it needs to be on Hilltop, for sure.
Yeah, Redding really is the shopping mecca for the North State. I mean, people come all the way from Susanville, which is over 100 miles away. Eureka, is 150 miles away. Mount Shasta. People come to Redding for all this stuff, so for them to drive down for the show is no big deal. And I think there's a lot of people in town that weekend, so we should have a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, you guys are right off the highway too, so that's kind of nice.
You're right off the I-5 corridor right there, and that's the spot.
Yep. It's
right.
in and out. So that's good.
Exactly. And if Chico was able to draw 4,000 people with no advertising, minimal. Okay, I'll give you minimal advertising. Yeah. Not on the I-5. It's not as big of a tourist area as Redding is. I think we're gonna have a good crowd. What worries me is if we have too good of a crowd, people are going to be standing online waiting to get in, and how long are they going to wait?
That would be a terrible problem. I don't think anybody's going to be unhappy if we have a wait to get in.
Just make sure that you guys have extra ticket people at the door, so that way maybe you can move the line a little bit faster if need be.
Yeah. We're gonna pre-sell tickets in our store starting July 1st, and then we'll have several.
Yeah, I should have probably close to 100 geckos, leopard geckos to bring.
That's awesome.
By the looks of my room, we'll see, and then I got to figure out a way to keep them cool.
It's cool to get up to us, but then the holiday is going to be kept at a good temperature. So I'll leave early in the morning too. It's what I do.
You can actually come the night before you want to, Jeff, and set up, but that's up to you.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Dennis just mentioned that and something in the chat about yard signs.
Oh yeah.
Dennis runs his show, and he said that's a good way, number one way to bring people into the show. So maybe that's something you guys can consider as well. Good call, Dennis.
Yeah,
yard signs, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said make sure you put out yard signs.
Yeah, like vote for district attorney, and then the next one will say a reptile show, and they'll be like, what? No, those are cool. They have those for the Chico Home and Garden show up here, and I see those, and I go, oh, that's this weekend, cool, and then I miss it anyway. But
you forget.
And the gun shows and stuff.
You see those signs all over the place. especially here in Reading. They love the gun shows up here.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with gun shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Actually, we thought that they were having the NRA was supposed to be having their
the annual convention
the same day, but that got changed, which actually would have been an event.
Yeah, I would have driven up. You would have had me up there. I would have gone up.
Guns and reptiles. How come you got one day?
I would have been straight under one roof.
Guns, reptiles, and tattoos. That's what you need.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. All the outcasts of society.
Exactly. Because when we booked the room, they had thought that there was going to be another tattoo convention. Last year, at the end of July, they had a big tattoo thing at the Reading at the Shasta County Fairgrounds. So that would have been a perfect combination.
It actually is, because the Super Show one year, I think it was 2 years ago, the January show in Pomona was with the tattoo show, and there was only 45 minutes left in the show, and there was still like a 30-minute line to get in. It was crazy.
Wow.
And a lot of people from the tattoo convention saw people carrying snakes around outside and stuff, and they were coming over. They were paying to come over, and, you know, I'm sure people from the reptile community were going over there, you know, so it actually worked out really well.
Maybe we should have a tattoo artist come to the show and set up a booth.
There you go.
Or maybe one of them kids' temporary face painter things, too.
Well, for the family atmosphere, yeah.
I think I might know one.
There's a vendor coming up that she does stickers, but she also does the temporary tattoos for kids, and she'll be there she's one of the vendors coming in.
Oh, cool.
I think it's called
Rachel.
Yeah, Sticky Chico. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys know I think Jeff. Do you know Rachel? Rachel I think it's Winchin.
Oh yeah. I've seen her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winchell or.
Yeah. She was exposed this year, and she's coming to ours. She just confirmed today that she is coming to ours. So that's going to be awesome. I like those kind of things for the kids to walk away with or walk around and get that. My son's been talking about getting a tattoo since he was 5. And he pushed it and pushed it. He finally got it when he was 17. So we were in a state that it was legal.
No, that's cool.
And another piece of advice Dennis just mentioned in the chat. He said if it's going to be hot there, make sure you make hourly announcements to not leave reptiles in the car because they will overheat and die. He says that it happens almost every single show. So he says make sure you announce that too, so that way people don't take their reptiles out to the car and then go back in the show or go out to eat or something. I mean, I can see that. That's a very valid point.
Yeah, I don't want a whole bunch of emails. My lizard pride. No, Dennis does a bunch of shows back Ohio or wherever he does.
Yeah.
He was on the LNL, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, and I was amazed at how many shows they have back east. Here we get you know, like this one once a year, Chico once a year, Sacramento once a year. All of them are like once a year. There's places where they have them like every other month or every weekend, like the perpetual garage sales.
Dang. See, we have the big ones down here.
Well, we're from the East Coast originally, and I got to tell you, there was probably one to go to every month in the state of New York and Pennsylvania. We went to tons of expos back east before we moved. So, and the only one that was around when we moved here was the Sacramento one. So, unless you traveled as far as L.A. So.
Yeah. No,
maybe it will become the thing here too.
That's what we're shooting for. All of this selling them online and shipping them is, it's okay, but if you see them in person, it's a lot better than just a picture.
And when you can just take them home instead of having to worry if they're going to make it alive when they're shipped and stuff. People are more fun to buy it when they can just take it home. Get that instant gratification.
Oh, yeah. You get to pick it out and look at it.
Yeah. What's the goal? What do you guys foresee in the long term for your guys' show? Do you see it becoming a 2-day show like a lot of the Southern California shows, or maybe staying a 1-day show but going twice a year, 3 times a year? What are your plans? What are you guys shooting for?
We are shooting for a 2-day show next year. We would like to stay at the Holiday Inn, but if we get too big, you know, there's always the Reading Convention Center, but that's much more expensive. And one of the reasons we like the Holiday Inn is because it is so cheap, and we're only charging $100 of booze. And all we're looking for the vendors to do is pay for the cost of the room. We're not making any money off the vendors. All the money we're making is going to be from ticket sales and our own booth.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of these shows, they nickel and dime you to death. You know, if you want electricity in your booth, you gotta pay extra for that. And ours is just all is included in one price and a cheaper price than most shows. So, you know, we want the vendors to come and do well and want to come back. So, you know, we're not looking to make any money off the vendors. We're not taking any of their sales or anything. So. And
there were several vendors that said that were coming. We had someone coming from Washington, someone coming from Oregon, but there were several that did say that if it was a 2-day show, that they would make the trip. So let them know about it next year So I think the goal would be to make it a 2-day show.
Yeah, I kind of like the 1-day show.
Yeah, but it's easy. You're an hour away, hour and a half away. So, you know, some of these guys are driving, you know, half a day.
Not that far for me, really.
Yeah.
It's
if
probably
you could make it a 2-day show and the vendors make money, then you'll get you'll get the people from Washington or from Arizona, Nevada. You'll get people driving up from Southern California here to make money. And to mention that, then, Holly's Homebred Reptiles asked if there were still vendor spots. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes, there are.
Yeah, they're closer than the Chico show. I know Holly's did a Chico show last year, but they're an hour and a half closer than Chico.
And I actually talked to Holly's a couple of weeks ago, and they said they were thinking about it. So maybe they'll come. That'd be great.
Okay.
We'd love to have them.
Yeah, they just opened up a shop up there. So
they just said count them in. So looks like you got another vendor.
Cool. Oh no! Now we got more leopard gecko competition.
Well, Holly's Homebred Reptiles are out.
No, I don't care. I say the more the merrier. I'm just doing it for fun.
That is true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's pluses and minuses to 1-day shows and 2-day shows. You know, I go to the 2-day shows down here. Most Southern California shows are 2-day shows, and man, by midday Sunday, people are like, "Oh man, I'm so ready to go home," because more people are coming in the door, but then at the same time they're making more money because more people are coming in and all that other good stuff. Versus the 1-day show where it keeps people interested. So, you know, you might do a show 3 months down the road, and they're like, "Oh, 1 day, yeah, I definitely want to go to that. I didn't get what I wanted last time, so now I can get it this time," or something like that. So there's pluses and minuses to both, really.
So how's your pet shop doing? You guys doing okay up there?
Our pet shop is doing great. We've been open since October, so about 7 months. You know, we're seeing new faces every day, new customers, lots of great comments on our Facebook page and personal comments when people come into the store. They love the store, and we have a great reptile selection, so that impresses a lot of people because there really is not much else up here for reptiles. You know, big box stores, but nobody really wants to shop there.
Yeah, the big box stores actually send customers our way, which is really nice. At least one of them does.
Cool.
That's from day one. They've been sending people our way. We do special orders too. So if somebody's looking for something and they go into the big box, they just have what they have. And I think the reputation is getting out that a lot of the quality of pets that are in the big one stores just aren't the quality. I mean, we get something in that we think maybe needs a couple of more weeks or needs a little bit of a nourishment before we put it in the reptile room for sale. We do that. They don't do that. I mean,
No, it's on the floor.
And the education on how to care for your reptile in those stores is amazingly incorrect. And guidance. I mean, I think that's what we're standing out for is guidance. You know, we've had people come in and want to get a parakeet for a 3-year-old, and they walked out happily with a guinea pig because that was the better idea. The family would not go in the reptile room, but the same thing with coming in, a 5-year-old wants their first lizard and pointing out the different things. My son's favorite thing is a snake is the best reptile, but that's his favorite. But his first reptile at 5 was a leopard gecko. So we sort of guide people sometimes when they walk in the door. So
that's cool.
And I think that sets us apart a little bit.
You guys just did a thing where you held a Burmese python or something, and took a picture, and then you donated it to a charity or something?
Yeah, we did pictures with a python. It was a fundraiser for muscular dystrophy. We have 11-foot albino berm that people are able to come in and hold her and take pictures with her and give a donation to muscular dystrophy. We raised about $700 with that, so
that's great.
It went really well. We'll probably do it again for another charity, maybe Haven Humane or I don't know, maybe some reptile rescue or something. But we're definitely going to do that again. It was a good success, and actually, one of the local TV stations came and did a story about it, a news story for KRCR TV about Kirby. So that helped a lot as well.
No, that's really cool. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody on something like that.
Yeah.
It helps the community and gets your name out there, and just that's cool. I like that kind of stuff.
And half the fun was watching the people's reactions as we took her out and slung her up on their shoulder, and watching their reactions to having this 11-foot snake wrapped around there with her head, right up against their face or whatever. So watching people's reactions was half the fun for us. So,
yeah, that's fun stuff to me. But people that have never held a big animal like that, I know they freak out.
They do. We also have, we don't let them hold. We have an albino retic. We have a normal berm. Our other berm is about 8 or 9 feet, and the retic is a dwarf retic, so she's about 6 or 7 feet. But we have a redfoot tortoise that wanders the store that people come in to see and hold. We have a Savannah monitor that people come in to see and hold, and we have a Gosling cockatoo that was a donation to the store. So we have a couple of animals that people like to come in and hold and just look at. So that brings people in as well.
Yeah, no, that's always cool. I know our local pet store here. They it's a Skyway feeding pet. I go in there when they get like a new cockatoo or a new bird or something, and I go in there and I get to know the animals, and then I go in there one time and it's sold, and it's like, oh.
Well, we've taken in the ones that he's listed. They're all surrenders that the family, for one reason or another, could not keep the pet, and they promised that they're staying a store pet. So we have quite a few now, and so people do come in and they ask for Lily the cockatoo, or where's Rosie the tortoise, this is the monitor, and they're there. I mean, once in a while we bring Rosie home to graze in the grass, the tortoise grass in the backyard, so then she's not there. But they're not going anywhere. They're not the ones that people are getting accustomed to are not being sold. And then those families that have surrendered come back and visit once in a while too, which is sort of cool.
Yeah, that's always cool.
We can't do many of those. We have to have pets to sell too, but we do have quite a few store pets.
Yeah, kind of keeps the lights on, huh?
Well, and we do, besides the reptiles, which is definitely our largest portion of our business, we do small animals. So we have hamsters and guinea pigs, and we've been offering a hamster race each month for the younger kids, which has been fun. And we've got some birds, and we're breeding cockatiels, And we have a waiting list for the cockatiels, which is sort of cool too. And we get to enjoy them. It's like being grandparents. We get to enjoy them for a couple of weeks and then push them out the door when they're done.
Yeah, no, that's fun stuff. Now I have got a cockatiel here that my chicken bird. No, I see you posting all the time the hamster races. That sounds kind of interesting. I've been tempted to just take the drive up there and see what that's all about. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's as the nice weather gets here, it's starting to dwindle, so we probably won't have another one now until school gets back into session in September. So wait till the fall, and then you can come to one. But yeah, it's fun. The kids have a blast, and the parents, the kids bring their aunt and uncle and grandma, and the store gets filled up very fast watching.
You put them in the hamster balls and.
Yeah, and a hamster ball and the tracks. And,
oh man, we should have leopard gecko races.
There you go. That might take a while, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, my geckos would just fall asleep.
With the old carrot on a string on the outside, you put a mealworm with it on a string on the outside. Yeah, they'd
probably still crawl away. They like to eat at night, not during the day.
Mine eat whenever I put food in there.
Oh, nice.
No, it's usually more towards 5, 6 in the evening when I go in and start feeding the animals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I don't even get home and even feed my cat until about the time after you fed your animals already.
Oh, I start
so
around.
They're not used to it.
It doesn't end till 10 or 11 at night.
Whew. Man.
Feeding, cleaning bins, talking on the computer,
Yep. And then you're up bright and early the next day, man.
Yeah.
That'll be a full-time job.
It is.
Yep.
Well, guys, we do have a bunch of other people that are trying to call in to get on, so I do want to thank you so much for coming on, and we're going to have another show that's going to be an open chat before July 19th, if you guys do want to call in again, just to remind everybody.
Yeah, that's
it was
cool.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming on, and we'll talk to you again later.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right,
thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
That's cool to bring it up here to the North State, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to talk to them about getting some flyers for around Eureka, because we don't have any kind of.
That's because
Jeremy parked in a red zone, so he's gonna be a while. Oh jeez,
if it was a pot show, man, you guys would have flyers.
Yeah, no. No, I know.
We can go 18 plus now, right?
Yeah. We got
I had friends that went to Humboldt. Don't worry, I know how it goes.
I don't know what you're talking about. We are having a contest tonight. If anybody would like to call in and try to win something, I know Pat's coming on. He's going to be giving away an $800 gift card, and the phone number to call in is 1-646-716-5403, so you can win yourself some money.
$800 gift card if you spend over $3,000. Sweet.
Yes. If you spend $10,000, you'll get free shipping. How about that? Free shipping. But no, we will do a contest. We'll do. How about $100 for thorgecko.org.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, do I get entered in that?
I called in for my name in the pickle barrel or the whiskey jar.
No.
Yeah. Well, Pat is actually the only one that's going to know the answer to this because I told him earlier.
Oh, it's rigged.
If whoever wants to call in and see if they can try to guess the trivia question, it's going to be really, really hard. So.
Guess the answer or the question?
The question will be very hard. The answer will be pretty. And Dennis will do $50 to Magical Geckos for someone else if we would like. So
that is cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Good
Dennis.
job, Dennis. Thank you.
Isn't he getting married? He's getting married sometime.
Yeah, he's getting tomorrow, I think.
Oh, man.
Well, now it's probably a few hours.
Yeah, this is his bachelor party.
Goes.
Oh, yeah. It's late night Leo's bachelor parties now.
God.
Spike that punch.
Geckos breathing in the background.
In the afternoon.
So we've got Pat on. Pat, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Nice.
There's
How's it
Pat.
going, Pat?
Hey, Pat.
What's going on, guys?
This is it.
This is it.
Be
yeah,
here
we're living the life.
or somewhere else.
What?
So what's the massive trivia question? I'm dying to hear.
I have to ask when they call. We've got a caller if you want to take a caller.
Oh.
I don't know if they're calling in to listen. I don't
Go
know
ahead,
the
it's
number.
your show. I'm just jumping in.
Hey, call us from the 803. You're on the air with the late night Leos.
Unmuted.
Hey, I'm brushing my teeth right now.
Okay. All right. We'll catch you later. He's brushing his teeth right now.
Sweet. Get the back one.
Oh, at least he's
Get the back
hygiene,
one.
man.
That's cool. Don't
yes.
forget floss.
Don't forget the floss. You know, I love that people listen to the show while they're like doing their stuff in the bathroom. You know, brushing their teeth, taking a shower.
So that's good.
Listening to my voice while they're in the shower. You know.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Terrible,
hey,
terrible
you weren't supposed
images.
to say what Brad does.
Yeah.
Easy now. Easy now.
So Pat, what's going on? You got like 1 million geckos, right?
Yeah, we topped over the 700 mark tonight, so we got a couple geckos.
Holy Jesus, that's a lot of mealworms.
Yeah, it's a lot of mealworms.
Is that just leopard geckos or everything combined?
No, that's just leopards. That's not everything else.
Holy bejesus.
Yeah.
So you selling any of those?
we're trying.
Keeping them all.
All holdbacks.
No, I'm gonna feed them all. I'm just gonna go in the debt and feed them all, and that's it.
Got raising up that food for that the monitor, right?
I don't have no monitors. I need a dwarf monitor.
A couple Ackies.
Oh, geez, Ackies.
Ackies are cool.
Yeah, but you can't like cross the red and the yellow to make an orange one, because then the Ackie community will come after you.
That's a no-no, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, I wanted an orange one.
I don't think
so
that'll
Morgan,
actually make orange.
Morgan, what's that? You've been posting that Afghanistan moss or something. What do you do? What are you making like a live vivarium for like a? What are you doing with that?
Yeah, I'm making a live terrarium. We talked about the whole train set thing. Oh wait, you were echoing. Did you hear that one?
Yeah,
I'm making like a big tabletop setup.
Yeah. No,
yeah. It's going to be planted with a stream and live plants.
Miniature horses.
Miniature horses. I might actually get like those little tiny toy horses just for you guys.
Sweet. Is it for leopard geckos or what are you putting?
Yeah, for Afghanicus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to
Are you going to totally enclose this?
Yeah. It'll be like it'll be a terrarium. It'll be its own little environment.
Oh,
that'd be neat.
It's going to be pretty big too, wasn't it? Like something like 10 foot or something.
Yeah, 10 by what did I say? 30 or 2 by 15, something like that.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
that's a hell of a lot of Afghanicus.
Yeah, that's called my living room.
Morgan, I know where you can get 700 leopard geckos. we can stock that whole thing for you.
Yeah.
And with affies too. You got affies too, Pat?
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. Pures, grosses, all kinds of stuff.
That's cool. Ingra, that one word, Ingra Hungu?
Angermania.
That's it.
Ingra Hungu. You're close. Partial credit. Those
things are cool. Are you selling any of those this year, Pat? Or are you still building a colony?
I'm still building. I'm still playing around with them. We did very good this year with them, but we'll hold out. The market's going to stay strong on those guys, so we're going to hold out a little bit.
I'm kind of waiting for the bottom to fall out on that market, but it doesn't look like it's going to real soon.
No, I don't think you're going to see a huge drop in those for a couple of years.
Yeah. It's a good thing. But
unless you could import. If you could import, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about that, though.
No.
You should just wait until you can buy them from a reputable breeder in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Pat?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. And they're only like $1,500, so... I mean, it's not crazy.
I've seen them for 15, 12,000. I've seen them here, but I think by the time I sell a bunch of mine and save up, wait, I got 2 kidneys, right?
Yeah, you only need one.
You only need one. Yeah, so I wonder which one's good.
Well, yeah, they're about 1,200 to 1,500, now, depending on sex or what kind of province you want. So, but they're not available in any kind of huge numbers at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's cool. How about Hardwicky? You working with those two?
No, I've had the chance to get Hardwicky now a few times, and I've passed on it every time. So it's a neat animal I'd like to work with, but not yet.
Yeah, you have to focus on other things right now.
Yeah, like regular leopard geckos.
Yeah. Because 700 that's not enough. You need like 1,700.
Yeah, we're not done yet. We're still. I pulled 10 to 15 clutches tonight. I think we pulled another 15 hatchlings out of the incubator. I mean, it's going to go strong through the summer. But we'll probably end up at about 1,000.
You think you'll get 1,000?
I think we'll probably crack 1,000.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, like some of my females, I thought they were done laying, and I don't know, the other day I started pulling clutches out of some of them, and it's like, oh, God. I'm running out of room here.
It's been a really weird year here because of the weather. We started the season actually in October, and so it's been really long, and we've had a couple groups just surge back, just give a couple clutches, and they're good clutches, and just stop laying, and then all of a sudden, boom, start again. So I don't know what's going on this year. It's going to be a real long year.
You started in October? Wow.
Yeah, we generally, and I don't cycle them, I don't bromate them, don't do any of that. Our colonies just generally start going in fall, October, November, right in there, and we start seeing the first clutches popping out around Christmas time.
Yeah, mine don't start laying till December, January, something like that. I don't cool them down, and it naturally just gets cooler here. I mean, I got a little heater that keeps that room warm, but it still gets cooler here. The air's crisp. Not right now.
It has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Not right now. I got the window open in there now. But we get the dry heat here. This is probably like what it's like from their homeland, Sterilite. In the wild, Sterilite containers.
Yeah, Geo's on the mountainside.
Yeah.
Jeff must be out there, so his landscaping duties are always out there in the wild, putting the sterilite tubs and the Geos out.
Yeah. Now we've had here a lot, and I dig them. They're so cool. As the alligator lizards. This year, there's a whole bunch of them all over the place. We have years where I hardly ever see them. I like the native species that we have here. Well, any reptile anyway. They're native, and I see a lot of them, so they're cool. But and I think tomorrow I might go for a hike, and I know where a rattlesnake den is. They're starting to come out. I've seen a couple dead ones on the side of the road, so it's time to go look. And there's a place not far from here where it's like a little canyon. You got to go down and dodge the cactus and the poison oak and the berry bushes. But as you walk down the canyon, when you get down to the bottom, you can hear buzzing on each side of the canyon from the rattlesnakes. It's really cool. But you got to watch your step, of course.
Yeah.
No, it's really eerie. You're in this little canyon, and you hear all the rattles going on all over the place. You got to be there.
Like, yeah, this is cool. Oh, whoops! I almost stepped on 5.
Oh no, if you're not careful, you will step on them. I
don't want to do that. That's for sure.
No, they'll run from you. Not run, but crawl away.
Yeah. They definitely don't want to interact with us. That's for sure.
No, not at all.
They'd rather be left alone. So
I just kind of walk through there real slow and sit, watch where I sit, and then I sit there and just observe. It's really cool.
Yeah. That's not bad. I'm going to go out here on Father's Day, go out to the desert.
Yeah?
Yeah, take my son, go out with a buddy, go catch some geckos and see what else we can catch.
Where do you go from down there, like 29 Palms or something?
Right out in that area.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit more west. I try to go out towards Palm Springs area.
Uh-huh.
So my buddy's been herping the high desert in that area since he was a kid with his dad. So he kind of has the lay of the land and all that other good stuff.
Go look at the chuckawallas where you're at.
He's seen them. I haven't seen them. Yeah, his wife wants him to bring home a chuckwalla, but it depends because you got to get up into where they can into the rocks, and sometimes we're just out in the open.
No, they climb in between the rock crevices, and they blow themselves up, and there's no way you're getting them out of there unless you bring a bottle jack.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that.
No, don't do that. I would never ever do that. Even when I was like in high school and that was the thing to do, I would never do that.
Yeah.
But no, they're really cool.
Yeah, for sure. That would be cool to catch one. I don't know if I'd bring it home, but
yeah,
I definitely wouldn't mind seeing it in the wild. So
I got a friend up here that's got a couple of them. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I had a Euro, and the Euro was really cool. I had intended to kind of make her a display animal, but then, as interests turn and you start getting more geckos and stuff like that, you don't get to spend the amount of time you had hoped with other animals. I mean, I'm nowhere near Pat's workload, that's for sure. I think I would cry if I had all that work waiting for me when I got home from work, but
yeah,
I ended up giving her to somebody that wanted her for a display animal, and that was pretty cool. I was pretty stoked that she was going to be in the living room interacting with the family and guests and all that other good stuff.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Now I got instead of my living room, I got a pair of Doomerals boas. Go figure.
Huh.
And then pretty soon this weekend, I just got in the heat mat and everything. I'm not going to do a living vivarium kind of what Morgan's doing, but I am going to set up a little display terrarium. I have a 4x2 2x1 terrarium in my, like, melamine enclosure kind of deal in my living room. So I'm going to set that up and put some of my geckos out there, some of my females, to be on display, and so people come over and they can kind of check them out and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, I used to have a leopard gecko tank in the living room here, but I ended up I have to consolidate them all in one room now.
Yeah.
The cats.
Yeah, these will be the only ones that are in my living room. The rest of them will be in the bedroom, but I think it'll be cool to kind of have guests and whatnot, and then that way that satisfies their curiosity, and they're not always wanting to go into the room.
I know, I hate that. Everybody wants to go into the gecko room, and then they want to touch something. Show them a new baby that hatched. They want to touch it. And it's like, no, just look.
Yeah.
You got to duct tape their hands together. I keep duct tape on the doorknob. You're going in here. You know the protocol.
Yeah. Put them together with those police bands.
Yeah, the zip strips or zip ties.
Yeah, there you go, the zip ties.
Riot cuffs.
Yeah.
Those hurt. I mean, they look like they would hurt.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I've going through the Police Reserve Academy, we had to practice handcuffing, and just in practice, it kind of sucks being in handcuffs, period, when you realize how much control somebody has over you just with the handcuffs, like just grabbing the handcuffs behind your back. They have total control. And I can only imagine what the zip ties would feel like. That would be a pretty crappy feeling. Is Pat even still on the line? We kind of got off topic.
Oh, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
You have a question, Morgan?
What? Question?
Wasn't there? I want to hear the big question. So if I get the answer, then I win $10,000 to get some of them 700 geckos Pat has.
I hear Morgan's going to give away an Agramanu if he gets the answer right.
There you go.
Well, if he's going to give away this shooting star he was talking about that I saw in post.
Well, yeah. But, if anybody does want to call in for trivia, I'm doing a $100 gift card to Thor Gecko, and Dennis is doing $50 to Magical Geckos. So we'll take two callers if anyone wants to call in. The number is 1-646-716-5403. And, if you're in the chat room, just tell me what your area code is and all that fun stuff. So.
Hey, Pat, do you still have any auctions going on?
Oh, we've been doing so many auctions. I just put one up before the show. So it's almost daily auctions now.
Oh,
yeah.
Anybody listening should go over there and check that out. I think, what did you put up just recently? Is it a Fascio?
It's a Mac Fascio het radar.
Oh, man. I know.
Oh, my God, you guys should see this thing. It's awesome.
I've been looking at the stuff you've been putting up, Pat. And it's like, no, don't look. Don't look.
I don't even want to look at some of the tubs. I'm like, I don't want
to sell it.
Yeah. Some of those animals like glow in the dark. They're really, really nice.
It's so hard to photograph too when you get to certain ones and getting it right. And we've had people say, "Oh no, that's Photoshop." I'm like, no, it's really not. They see them at shows, they're like, "Oh crap." It's
nice. I was going to say, ask the people that receive them. I'm sure they look even better in person.
Yeah. I don't even know how to Photoshop.
No, I've been doing the same thing for 10 years with the photos. I have no idea what that. I'd play around with it would be ugly.
Yeah, no, it's hard enough just to get pictures. Hold still.
Yeah, right.
I do. I'll be in the mood. I'm gonna go take some pictures. I got to show these off, and then I go out there and I get, the first one doesn't want to hold still, and I keep getting pictures of like the left foot and the tail, and and then it's like, I'm not.
You got to do the styrofoam hide trick, man. You got to take like a styrofoam hide or a cup and put it over top of them and let them calm down for a minute or two, and get the camera ready and set up and pull that cover off and start snapping. I
know. I tried that. I lose patience. They're just supposed to do what I want them to do.
Say cheese.
No, I'll get into, because I got a bunch of stuff that like this white yellow macfascio I hatched, I don't know, last week or something. It's really nice looking. I got to get a picture of this one. And
so you have a ton of impressive animals.
And there's a bunch I haven't even got pictures of.
Not even the twins.
No. That was weird. You ever hatch twins, Pat? Or like two animals?
Actually, I have not.
Yeah.
I have never hatched twins.
No, that was just the weirdest thing. I look in there and it's like the last egg in the GEO, and I look in there and there's two babies, and it's like, what's that? I had to rub my eyes and look at it again.
I've hatched a two-headed gecko, but I've never hatched twins.
Whoa.
Morgan would be all over that thing.
Did it live?
It lived about maybe 24 hours, and that was it.
Yeah, no, I know that's always been the problem with the two-headed animals.
Well, that milk snake, who has isn't it a milk snake?
Yeah, there's a few of them around. Isn't that a...
Yeah, Ben Siegel Reptiles, yeah.
Ben Siegel, yeah.
Siegel, yeah.
I've seen a couple two-headed snakes and stuff like that. I think San Diego Zoo has a two-headed king snake or something. And then two-headed turtles I've seen. I don't know, there was something
I've seen the two-headed milk snakes as well, the albino milk snakes too.
Yeah. No, that would be cool to get a whole line of those. I mean, how did they hatch?
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of the twins and the egg, Pat, do you know if you have an egg that is going to have twins, would it have like two bullseyes, like two embryos, if you candled it?
It should. Yeah,
if it had one, then it would be like Siamese, like there would be like
that would make sense
somehow, I would imagine.
Right. Yeah, there should be two bullseyes if there's twins in there.
Getting out my flashlight.
I did hatch something pretty weird out about 3 days ago. It's not weird, but it's one of those curly tail things that people are putting up there. This just happened to be a firewater. So I don't know what's going on there.
Well, you know, you're supposed to post those under Late Night Leo's for Oddity of the Year. You know.
It is an oddity. I don't know if I really believe in the morph, but no.
No, I don't. But those go for a pretty penny, I hear.
Oh,
really?
I can. This one's just gonna be a pet, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd breed for that, but you know, more power to people if that's their deal. But
no power to them.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't like it.
Well,
I don't like it.
It just opens Pandora's box in my person.
Is it something that's genetic? I mean, these animals, I've been seeing pictures of the same animals for like 2 seasons now. So, are they reproducible? You know, I don't believe in physical deformities. And that's what that is. I mean, more power to them, and more power to the people that like them. Hey, you know what? That's their right and their niche, but it's not something I'm going to reproduce. I mean, to me, it falls in the category of notched eyes and tail kinks. It's just something I'm not going to go for.
Yeah. It's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if it's good for them, bad for them, but.
Well, you know, the thing that I was saying when I first saw them was the shedding issues, because the tail is completely curled. Now, Pat, does yours uncurl its tail at all?
I have not seen it uncurl its tail yet. It went through the first shed, and I didn't have to do anything. So I'm assuming they can take care of that themselves. I mean, I've only had this thing a couple, 4 days, so it's not. I have no idea. I can't speak.
That's what I was saying. Was I've never seen their tail uncurl, but I've seen YouTube videos, and they say it uncurls. It's perfectly fine. It can wave its tail, but you never see it. You know, if it can do it, I don't care if you need to put a 24-hour camera on it. You should do it just so that you know, for research.
That's true.
Just for yourself. You know,
you do hear it a lot, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, if it can't, then it can't. But don't say it can if it can't. You know what I mean? You're just lying to yourself. I don't get it. It's like those people with pugs, they get all those eye issues and nasal issues, and they're like, oh, but I love it. It's got a curly tail and looks all deformed. I love it. I love my deformed dog.
Lived for like 6 years.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys got pugs. I just don't like them.
I don't have a pug, but if I did, I'd be mad.
I'm just worried about the curly. I'm just worried about the curly tails. Like if that becomes like, I don't know, like mainstream. Like what does that? It's like you got the green light to produce any type of deformity.
Yeah. Well, enigmas. People will breed if they like the look of it. They're going to breed it. They'll breed it if it's falling over, it's just laying on its back all day. Even if they have to syringe feed it, they'll breed it. So,
Well, I think one of the other problems with the leopard gecko market as it stands is there's nothing new. There's no new big morph. There are the subspecies. Fuscus is a hardwicki, things like that are what's hot at the moment because they're newer and. There's nothing else that investment-wise or, that higher echelon to get into. So I guess, you dig after these physical,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Not everybody can
reaching
afford
for.
Not everybody can afford
they've been around for a very long time. There was a thread on Gecko forums. I think it was like 2009 or 2010. The gentleman who had them, and nothing ever came of that.
And he
I don't think
he got like chastised on there too. I mean, everybody back then like.
I'd be worried about it
like,
if it's like a recessive thing, and say you buy a 1 in 3 from somebody, and that's a recessive thing that got into that group, and then all of a sudden you start popping up curly tails, or you know what I mean. So it's not something that desired trait that you want in your breeding program or something, and you start popping them out. It's like, oh man. But
let's pray it's not
like, once it starts going around and popping up, or there's a super form of it, like the entire animal is just twisted up mess. I don't like it's like
a shark egg.
Yeah.
The spiral. It's a super form of the curly tail. Throw them up near and they helicopter down. Make a whirring noise.
I mean, to each their own, I guess. But
I don't. So you don't think it's a recessive trait, Pat? You just think it's just an anomaly from incubation, or just a weird something?
I think that's what my case is. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard much about it. I've heard it might be recessive because I know people working with them didn't produce them the first year, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with them, to be honest. I haven't followed it very closely because it's just not a project I'm too interested in.
Yeah, and there's so many variables out there. I mean, you almost have to specialize in each morph or one morph to You know, like I know the projects I'm working on, I kind of focus on those, and then someone had to come off the wall and ask me what this is, and it's like, I don't know, let me look at the GECKO wiki. I don't work with those. You know,
it's hard to have your hands in everything.
I don't even think I've seen any of these curly-tailed things for sale. Has anybody seen anything hit the market?
No, I haven't.
Just backdoor sales.
Yeah, people are probably afraid to, you know, put them on an auction or come out front. I don't know. It's all speculation on my point. It's just not my thing. But whatever.
I know where there's a curly tail Las Vegas that needs a home. So if you're listening, PM.
And it's a firewater too.
Yeah.
It's from firewater to firewater.
Yeah.
Well, let's give it away on the air tonight. Let's take a caller. No, we got a half an hour, so we got to take a caller for my $100 gift card, and Dennis has a gift card. So let's see if Dylan's done brushing his teeth. It's been like a half an hour.
I'm done.
So, Dylan, are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Sweet.
Okay,
hey, finally.
Minty fresh.
Hit me with the trivia.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question, and you need to answer it in like 15 seconds, and I'm gonna count fast in my head. So.
All right.
So get Google.
So you really got like 35 to 45 seconds.
I might forget, and I might have to go and fill up my glass in a second. So you got some time. We've been talking about
No pressure.
We've been talking about anger. I'm talking. Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you. We've been talking about anger menu tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What does anger menu stand for?
Really big subspecies.
Okay, do you have an answer?
I have no idea what it stands for. I just know it's a really huge subspecies.
Okay, so anger menu means evil spirit or darkness, evil darkness, something like that. It's basically an Iranian god. It's like as Lucifer would be for Christianity.
Oh, it's a Muslim thing?
Yeah.
Insane. I would have never guessed that.
Wow.
I know.
I need one now for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Nobody guessed that.
You got to get hardcore, man. GECKO.
I was going to say Fantasticus too.
Give me another question.
I was going to say like dragon or something. It sounded like a name for a dragon.
Here, I got one for you. This one's going to be a little bit harder, okay?
What does Fooscoos stand for?
What is the opposite of anger menu?
Allah.
No.
God.
It's Iranian. Come on now. That's not.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I guess Muslim. Yeah. I have no idea. Pat, ask him a question. God.
This is an epic fail.
Yeah, please.
All right,
Name all the leopard gecko species and subspecies. Can you do that?
I'll try.
Okay.
You've got Afghanicus, you've got Macularis macularis, you've got E. fasciolatus, you've got Montanus, you've got Macularis I can't even think right now. How many are there? Like 5?
There's 7.
7.
There's 7. Oh shit. How many did I name? Like 4?
4 or 5. I'm trying to count, but I can't remember.
Agromanu. That's also a subspecies, right?
Good. I was waiting. I was like, God, we've been talking about this 5 seconds ago. I figured that would be the first one you would say.
No, I knew. I was just wondering if it was or not.
No, it is a leopard gecko.
I know it is.
It's not a monitor.
Almost big enough to be.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, and there's Turkmanicus.
Okay. Did you say hard wiki?
No, I did not say hard wiki.
Or
there's an 8, is there? Is there 8, Pat? Or am I just not counting correctly?
What was the question? You said
I don't know. Okay, you win. You get a $100 gift card. Go check out my website. Thank you, Dylan. We'll talk to you later. Have a great night. Bye, Dylan. Okay, so if anybody else wants to call in, the number is 1646.
I'm going to mention something. Something that's been going on in chat. Heather KC Geckos has been trying to get a hold of Pat because she wants all his oddities, his pet-only oddities.
Heather?
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that.
No, I'm not near the computer. I haven't been in the chat.
You know what? If Dylan was in the chat, he would see Yvonne said destructive spirit, and he would have won. How did she even know that?
Internal destroyer, destructive spirit.
It's got a bunch of names, but anything evil I would have accepted.
Heather clarified. She wants just the curly tail.
Oh yeah,
just the curly tail.
Curly tail.
Yeah, you have a potential buyer right there.
Okay.
It's 3 days old, 4 days old. Dang.
Yeah.
I got to wait till like 3 or 4 months, and maybe I'll get the patience and take pictures and post them.
I try to take pictures, but man, I have to usually grab them. That's the only way I can get them to hold still long enough.
He's got the gecko in a headlock.
Did we lose Steven?
I did do that to one gecko.
I don't know.
I had no choice. He
I didn't know Steven was on.
Eric's gone. When did we lose Eric? No, there's Eric.
No, he was just talking.
I'm here. I've been talking.
Yeah. Eric's the one talking.
I told you Morgan doesn't recognize my voice.
We got Pat.
Fill up the glass again.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
That's Brad.
Yep.
Oh, so we are missing Steven. Where'd Steven go?
Steven, did he call in yet?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there it is right
there. I never even heard him.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't call in yet.
Hard to get that word in
live.
edgewise.
Oh.
I just threw him on. He was just hanging out. But
okay.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to call in, Dennis donated $50 gift card. The phone number is 1-646-716-5403, and we will get you another gift card. So
maybe if Dennis is still in the chat, he should give the question because Morgan's train came off the tracks on that other one.
Dennis is gone, but I have a really hard one that I can ask next.
Oh no!
Uh-oh. It's the 18 and over.
Well, not that hard. But
whoa!
You guys know.
Wow.
Now you can't win anything, but do you guys?
That's great.
We can't win anything. That's what I called in for.
Yeah.
You called in to win something?
Not really, but
sounded good at the time.
Yeah.
So Pat,
what are we doing?
Pat, how big are your anger mania? How big do the anger mania get?
How big are mine? I have no idea. I'd throw them on a scale. They're long. They're not like fat geckos. They're really long. Right now, I don't know.
Drive over to the facility.
Yeah, I got to drive over and unlock and turn the lights on.
Didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
Yeah, I would have studied. Yeah.
Test on Saturday.
I got a question that came up in one of the groups that I saw today.
Was it the Gecko Blog or Gecko Breeders Corner?
It was one of them. It was from your buddy Michelle.
Michelle Gianvecchio.
Yes.
Really?
That's how you say that name.
Yes, she's Italian.
Yep.
I always wondered how you said that. Well, what's she want? What's her question?
What she want?
What she want?
What do you want?
She was asking. It was just just a random question to spark conversation. If you have an animal, like say I have a male that's possible het tremper, how many offspring does that animal have to produce in order to say that it is not het for tremper?
Yeah.
Like if you bred it to like a just a tremper albino, you bred an eclipse possible het tremper, 50% pos het. Would you have to produce? Would there be any point where you would be comfortable in labeling it that? Would it have to be 20 babies, 50 babies?
You'd have to breed it to visual trempers, I would think. But I don't know. I think once recessive traits are in there, they're in there. You know, if it's one chance out of a million, and this is just my opinion, if it's one chance out of a million, it's in there. You know?
Yeah.
Anybody else can elaborate, but that's just, I don't know, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I know she's been testing her total eclipse stuff, so.
And I've been doing the same thing with an eclipse male that's possible het tremper, and so far,
yeah,
he's been bred to a Mac Raptor this year and just a tremper albino last year, and so far this year it's been, I don't know. So far this year it's been eight babies, and last year I think it was like 12 or 13. So somewhere around 20 offspring to a visual tremper and no albinos. But I'm still labeling all the offspring as possible het tremper because I'm not comfortable in saying that, I don't know if 21 or 29 or 30 is going to pop out an albino, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I've test bred stuff that's possible het tremper to like, God, 4 or 5 visual trempers and to some het trempers, and I don't even know how many babies, 20, 30, 40, and I haven't popped up any trempers out of it. But if you look at the odds, like, I don't know, say they're 1 in 64 or something, what female do you know is going to have 64 babies, you know, in a season or something? So I don't know.
But like they say, like the odds are like per 100 eggs, but it's really like if...
It's based on 100 animals, but it's a theory based on 100 animals.
Yeah, it's just, I haven't been breeding like that long enough to...
Yeah, me neither. Pat, you still on the line? What's your thoughts?
Well, you know, you're right. It's not. It is per a certain set of animals. It's not. Well, I have a 25% chance, or I have a 50% chance, and if I hatch out 8 and I haven't gotten it, then I'm in the clear. And it doesn't work like that. It's basically per X amount of animals. If you're talking, there's a 25% chance, then yeah, it's out of a very large sum of animals, near 100 animals, and for me, if I'm breeding something, let's say it's possible het tremper, I'm going to breed it to an ember. You know, something I know has eclipse gene, has tremper gene, and has a patternless gene in it. So I'm testing all 3 out at one shot.
Yeah.
And I think number, I think it's 5 to 40 range. From, you know, it's a lot harder, like females are, you just...
Hello?
Hello? His phone is getting cut in and out.
Yeah. I think that was his car. Is that your car beeping?
No, I'm not. Not me.
Oh, yeah, females would be harder to prove out. It'd be harder to prove out females. Yeah.
Males are the way to go because you can breed them to the visuals and tell, you know, a lot quicker. Females, it's almost not going to happen.
Yeah, but for a male, I mean, I guess it's pretty much like if you have a male that's a possible het tremper, for instance, even if you breed him to 5, 10, however many females over, say, a 2 or 3 year span, and don't produce any visuals. I mean, if you produced, say, I don't know, 50 babies from 2 years of breeding him to visual albinos, I mean, still, you're pretty much going to have to, there's not really going to be any way, basically, to say that he is not hit for that trait. I mean, just because you have to, because everything's based on 100. So if you don't produce 100 babies, then in theory,
what if the 101 animal was a visual albino?
Yeah,
you know
that's what
I mean?
I'm saying. So pretty much the end result is if an animal is a possible het, then pretty much it's just going to have to, its whole lineage is going to have to carry that possible het forever.
I don't.
I mean, the easiest way to do it, the easiest method I think a lot of breeders are adopting is the no known hets phrase. You know, you do your test breeding, and, you know, reality is you're probably not going to get 100 or 101 animals out of there, so you do your due diligence the best you can, and then you put the label no known hets, or if you did hatch something else out of there, you do put it in there.
Yeah.
You know, in the description. The best thing you do is just label no, and then there's really not much else you could do.
Yeah, you just label it correctly, and, you know, no known hets that's kind of saying, virtually. But if you do your due diligence, I hear you.
Yeah, it kind of opens up, like, I don't know. It's it's kind of an odd question because, like I said, there were people commenting that the Eclipse trait came from Trimper, breeding stripes and things like that, and the Eclipse gene popped out. Since it came from his lines, Eclipses was probably attached to Trimper, but then there's other sides saying that, well, there were other people that were able to, I think like A&M geckos or something, breeding animals and creating their own Eclipses that didn't come from Ron. So it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of unknowns in it. I just don't know if there's an actual
I keep outcrossing it to subspecies, and then, I don't know, recessive traits are weird.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to prove a codon.
Not just the recessive. No, those aren't safe either. I mean, look at Snows.
Yeah.
How many Mac Snows are mixed with gems? I mean, there's virtually no pure gems anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. The snow traits are like that.
Yeah, it's almost like one of those things where somebody was mentioning a couple shows ago where it'd be nice if people just specialized in certain things and tried to make certain things pure again.
Yeah.
And, because, I mean, so many things are jumbled up with so many different traits now.
Well, yeah.
From stacking this and that and everything on top of it to create some amazing animals, but at what point, like everybody always says over the years, like at what point are some of the morphs going to be just completely lost?
Oh, yeah. Well,
it'll happen.
Yeah, it already has with certain stuff. I mean, and I think there's always a spot for people that keep like your non-head Murphy patternless and non-head blizzards if there is anymore. You know, Eclipse with no heads or just whatever.
I just heard that Blizzard might carry, or the rumor is, I guess, that Blizzard carries Tremper.
Yeah.
Someone was bringing that up the other day. Like, if you have a Blizzard, then you have Tremper in you. In your lines. Which kind of sucks because I have a Het Blizzard rainwater, so it's like,
Well, just outcross it.
If it wasn't for the 3 strains of albino, we'd be straight, because it was like if you breed something and it has a particular het for Eclipse or something like that, I mean, for most people, that's not going to be a bad thing. If you're breeding bells or something and you pop out a radar, I mean, that's not going to be like, damn, I popped out a radar. Like, now if you're breeding trippers and that happens, it's going to be a different story. But if you're the only thing that throws a wrench into everything is the albino strain. So that's what makes leopard geckos frustrating sometimes when you're talking about genetics.
They're kind of much.
Yeah.
Multi-combo everything.
Yeah.
Shove as much you can in one morph. I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, because
I haven't done any eclipse into my white and yellow stuff. I haven't put any eclipse into it, and I've just not knowingly anyway. I've bred them to some trippers, but I didn't breed to raptors or anything like that. But just kind of because
pretty much with all the other a bunch of different other reptiles, it's like breed whatever to whatever, and you get these cool animals like this. It's like you can only do this and that, and you got to stay away from breeding this with that, and the different eye traits need to stay away from each other, and the different albinos. It's like there's a laundry list of different things that don't really apply necessarily to most other reptiles.
That's why my friend breeds Hondos. He was like, man, I can't breed leopard geckos. There's too much stuff to remember and too many things I can't do. He stuck to Hondos. He's like, I have like 3 recessive traits or 4 or whatever that I can work with, and it makes it easy.
Yeah.
You know, leopard geckos have a lot going on. So,
like, there's nothing with, like, crested geckos, for instance. Like, is there anything in the crested gecko world, like, you're not supposed to breed this to that?
They don't even know how they're working.
They don't know yet.
Yeah. And same thing with Pictus, right? I mean, that's all, like, learning experience, like.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that stuff is so new.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing with the crested gecko, since you brought that up, like I had a friend that was breeding them, and she showed me a baby, and I was like, man, that's gorgeous. Let me see the parents. And she showed me, and they looked nothing like the baby. I'm like, well, wait a minute, how did you make that? And she was like, he just hatched out. And I'm like, is it recessive? She's like, it is whatever it is. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you just take really good-looking parents, and you could say maybe take like a really red crested to a Dalmatian, and you hatch out like a pinstripe that's gray. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I don't think
I've never worked with them, so
I think they're still trying to prove stuff out with those. They haven't been around this long.
Yeah, but I've heard that it doesn't work like most typical, because you can get that variation. I mean, can you imagine putting? Yeah, you like put a
raptor with a raptor
pinstripe. Yeah, can you put a raptor to a rainwater and you hatch out a bell? Can you imagine that? That's kind of what crested geckos are, you know. So it's
you shop
kind
at
of
Petco.
a hit or miss. Hey, combine all 3 albinos and you can breed the male to anything. Like we had that discussion the other day.
Yeah. Big box store.
Yeah, exactly. So, I've had those conversations with friends that breed cresteds, and they're not sure if anything is recessive or dominant or co-dominant. It's too hard to tell, mainly because you do get the random eggs. So you just get random hatchlings. Whatever hatches, and you just hope that when they're fired up, they look really good, and when they're not fired up, they look really good, and you hold those back.
Huh.
Or you sell them
there's
for
nothing really
expensive.
There's not much. I got about 50 crested units. You never know. You never know what's coming out.
Yeah.
That kind of takes the fun out of it.
See, my friend, she looked at it as like always being a surprise. So she actually liked that aspect of doing it. She was like, I can't ever predict anything. So every baby it's not like you're pairing raptor to raptor and like, yeah, I got raptors. It's kind of like raptor to raptor and you got Diablo Blancos. Yeah, you just kind of, you don't know. So she got a kick out of that, and she got a kick out of watching all her babies grow up. And
that'd be kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I can see where that would be cool. I mean, you never know what you're going to get. Every egg is a surprise versus you're breeding leopard geckos, and you know, like you're doing a particular line bred trait, so you're just working on, you just want to see if you can get a little bit more carrot tail or a little bit cleaner stripe, or you know what's pretty much going to come out. It's just a matter of if you've improved on what you had from the past year. But I can see where that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen some cool tokay geckos that, I don't know, been popping up here and there. I'm kind of, I mean, they're like pit bull of the whole gecko world. Those things are mean, but I always like them. I like them because of that. They got, you know, they got spirit. I don't have any, but I've had them in the past. Just, I don't know, just the normal ones that make the cool barking noises and stuff.
There's quite a few morphs out there from those. I think like Kevin McCurley from Nerd, I'm assuming he's still working on them, but
yeah, no, I was kind of tripping on how the work that people are actually putting into them because of their disposition. People are actually working with them.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that, or not a lot, but there's some people that think that that disposition that they have can be bred out of them, just like you line breed anything else. But I don't know if the verdict is still out on that, or if they're just defensive.
There's a guy in Arizona that is hand taming his, and he takes pictures of his tokay sitting on his young child's face, and you know, and his wife handling his tokays and all that other good stuff. So maybe he is trying to work that route. I'm sure with everything,
or he don't like his kid.
Required. Huh?
Or he doesn't like his kid.
Yeah, or his wife.
Hey guys, we are at the end of the show, so I do want to thank our sponsors: Luxurious Leopards, Lilith's Leo Lovables, SC Geckos, Desert Snow Gecko, Residual Arts, Ghoulish Geckos, and the Reptile Report Marketplace. And if any of you want to call in to listen to the extra hour, the call-in number is 1-646-716-5403, and I think that we're still going to be doing another contest. So.
No, if you didn't catch that number, scroll up to the top of your screen. It's there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, there is that number, like just plastered on your screen. Like take the phone away from your face and look at it, and you can probably even just click it, and it will say call or text. You want to call us? I don't think we can get your text. It might send it to the chat room. I'm not sure, but I don't know. That's kind of cool. Yeah, somebody should try that.
Yeah, you can Skype. You can Skype call in and all that other good stuff. It's right there underneath the header.
You can Skype call. I can turn on the webcam at any second, and we can all see each other, but I won't do it.
Whoa.
And yeah, that would be fun.
That would be an after party.
It would, but it won't work for the after party because the chat kicks everyone off.
Well, maybe Skype wouldn't kick you off.
I was going to show off my tinfoil helmet.
That's inappropriate.
I upgraded.
Oh man.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you for a good show. It was awesome. I learned a lot. You know, thanks.
Are you leaving?
No. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. I got my son here with me, so he's been set up playing video games and stuff. But you know, I just wanted to thank everyone for stopping by. Anyway, I mean, they listened to all our BS all night, and they might as well get thanked again. You know,
hell, everybody should win a prize for that.
Everybody wins a prize.
Everybody gets a shooting star.
There you go.
Prize.
Yep, they're outside. Go check them out, and let's all quickly run while they're looking at the stars.
Yeah.
Yep. Just reach out and grab it. It's right there.
Yeah,
you'll get it.
Yours.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
I hope that there's not people that are like, literally, oh, we get a shooting star.
Hey, you can name it whatever you want.
Me?
Whether the government recognizes it or not, that's a whole different story. But you can name it whatever you want.
Well, they actually have a database where you can like go and buy someone a star or a moon or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You have to pay them, but if you want to get it for free, just go outside and name it.
That's true.
Just make sure you remember which one, so you look at the same star. Otherwise, you could point to one of the millions.
At some point, there were some guys. Yeah, at some point there was some guy selling like property on the moon or something like that, and people were paying him money for that.
Oh yeah,
my Lord Almighty!
They were selling the square inches of the moon. I think there was Kellogg's, or there was a cereal company that did it back in the 50s or 60s, and and it was a big campaign, and they made a ton of money and advertised their product, and I seen it on Discovery Channel or
Get your binoculars out. Let's check our property up there.
Yeah. See the square inch next to the American flag there. Yeah. By that other space junk they left.
It's just amazing how people would actually pay for that. I don't know.
Yeah, they send them a plaque or something that says "Eat more checks" or I don't know, Cheerios or something.
Well, you pay a couple grand for a square inch of property. I'll send you a plaque too. Where you want it?
Yeah, I know. That'll be a nice plaque.
Yeah.
On Willow.
Nice.
Well, guys, I gotta be jetting.
Okay, yeah, it's like, 2 in the morning there, or 1 in the morning?
1 in the morning, and 4 in the morning comes quick.
Oh, God, yeah, all right. Well, thank you, Pat, for coming on.
Thanks,
Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
And we'll
no
talk
problem,
to you
guys.
later.
I will talk to everybody later.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Talk to you later.
Bye,
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
They kicked the chat room off.
Yeah,
Are we all
they
going
did.
to say goodbye again?
Yeah.
I always love that. Like,
don't go.
It's so awkward. Like, you say goodbye, they say goodbye, someone else says goodbye, so you feel obligated to say goodbye again, and then they say goodbye because they feel like, well, I should say goodbye 6 times because there's 6 people on the phone, and then everybody else is like, well, I better say goodbye 6 times too.
Yeah, I was going to say, it makes it a little bit more challenging when there's like half a dozen people on there.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to have some kids call in.
But I'm fine with it.
That was all that could call in. I mean, we had the critters, and then we had Pat, and everyone else just is going to have to wait until the next market chat, I guess.
Sweet.
I don't know.
Dennis's $50 gift giveaway.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Steven, oh, he's in the...
I know, Steven.
Oh, he's
Poor
in the chat,
Steven.
that's what it is.
He
was
says,
on and he didn't even know.
He says, was I on?
Yes, you were on.
Yes.
And then every time you got dropped, I put you on every time you called back in.
Yeah, he didn't know, apparently. I didn't know he was on.
Well, I told him I'd put him on when he comes on.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew that he was completely on, though. Who knows?
All right, so.
Anyways, we're like reading the Facebook while we're just talking.
It's all the same people that are in the Facebook group that are on the phone right now.
I know. And then we're reading what we're typing in the Facebook group chat so that everybody listening can know what we're saying. Oh yeah, that's why we can talk to Steven.
Yeah, we're trying to talk to him in the phone call, but he's in the Facebook group.
Yeah, well, people need to know what Steven's saying in the group chat because.
Oh no, you don't.
You
should hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah. Yeah. Don't scroll up.
Man. That was cool of Pat to hang out and be on the line for quite a while.
Yeah. Pat's a cool guy, you know. I mean.
Yeah, no, he's got some cool stuff. I like looking at his auctions for like a minute because I don't have any room, and I like the firewaters, and then the he's got cool stuff.
Yeah,
really nice stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think that.
Seriously.
I think Pat is. Who's got the talking stick? I got the stick. Pat is one of those like really underrated like medium to large size breeders. I mean, I've purchased a bunch of. I've won auctions from him, and I've never been disappointed. And that's, you know. Yeah,
I see his fascio stuff. It looks amazing.
Oh God, yeah, I got 2 of those. And I'm getting some special stuff next week, so that'll be really fun.
And his auctions, he's just not putting up just any old animals. I mean, he's putting up some ridiculously nice animals.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Max Fascio's Het for Radar.
Yeah.
Yep. He does throw up some really good stuff, and that was my first time interacting with him, so that was pretty cool. It's, you know, it's one thing to see their stuff on Facebook and whatnot, but it's a whole different thing to talk to you guys about what you guys are doing, you know, because a lot of the stuff, like Jeff said, it doesn't get thrown out there because you don't got time, you know. You've got other things to do, and with Pat having, like, what did he say, 700 and something geckos? Like,
just leopard geckos, and he does the...
and that's just... Yeah, that's just
I wouldn't even have time to freaking sleep if I had that much.
He has a separate facility, though, which would be good and bad. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be driving over
there. If I ever won
there.
the lottery, I'd totally have a separate facility. But
I would too, but
that's not going to happen anytime soon.
On my property here, though, so I wouldn't have to drive. I'd have like this cool walkway going through.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd have to drive. That would be my, you know, if I'm here at home, I might indulge in too much coffee for the time being and procrastinate. But if I have to get up and go to someplace, that would be something completely different, you know.
Yeah, but also you got to think that Pat, that's his business, that's his livelihood. So I mean, just like you wouldn't want to be at work all the time, it's probably just a way for. He has a really large collection, but it's also a way for him to kind of like step away and like get away from it and get to his family life. He's got a young child now and all that stuff. So
my kids
can
are
get
all
away
there,
and focus on that and have that as like, okay, I'm going to work tomorrow, versus being in the basement all hours of the night, like you know all of us would be if we had that kind of collection in our house.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I'm in the gecko room. God, I don't know how many hours I'm in here now.
Yeah, so am I.
Back and forth between the computer and the gecko room, and
you guys are all lucky. You guys have gecko rooms. I have my bedroom as my gecko room.
Sweet.
So I hear everything that goes on all night long. I'm like, damn, can I get some day geckos or something in here? I want to get some sleep. Calm down.
Need some tokays, man. They make some cool noises. Whoa.
Yeah, they do. Tokays definitely do. Yeah, so you know, but yeah, I mean, it is like a job if you get to be that big, and like you said, if he's relying on it for his income to pay his bills, then you definitely want to step away from it, because that would be really just too much gecko time. I guess for me, I would lose the passion really quick.
Yeah, like I said, he still wants it to be fun and exciting too. So I mean, like if you're that would be the only thing that would worry me about turning it into a like it's never going to happen. But I'm just saying, turning it into a business, be like you're always focused on that bottom line. You got to keep the lights on and stuff like that. Ron, what is it? Ron Tremper just had a video with somebody. I can't remember who it was. It was like a 12 or 13 minute video.
Herper
TV. Yeah. Oh my God. He was talking about he needs to make $300. I think it was like $300 or something like that a day to keep the
just for the electricity.
Break even. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had to make more than that. I thought it was something like $3,000 a day or something like that to keep.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that much, but
that's just electric bill. Then he's got employees and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
You know, that's crazy. That's too much stress for me. I owned my own business before, and just, you know, keeping the customer happy, and then also keeping, like you said, the doors open, the lights on, and making sure that your credit cards get paid off and that you can still buy inventory. That would just be that was a headache enough, and I can't even imagine with geckos that would be any type of fun at all, because those are lives. You know, it's not like they're stock on a shelf. They could just sit there forever.
Perishable goods.
You got to feed them. You know, and I care about them. I don't want them to be unhealthy and all that other good stuff. So
and like I said, I mean, really it's kind of like every keeper's dream to do that. Like everybody's like, man, if I could, you see so and so, you see Ron Trimper or Pat Klein or any of the larger breeders out there that do that for a business, and like, man, if I could ever get to that point, like that would be awesome. But it just makes me nervous sometimes thinking that I don't know if I would actually want to get that big. I mean, I want to, I would like to do that, but because I mean, getting up every day and do what you love, I mean, that's it.
I mean,
right
you
there.
gotta have some help. I would think you'd have to have some help, because you look at like Brian Barczyk and stuff, and if we ever wanted him to come on the show to talk leopard geckos, we probably could ask. He's a pretty cool dude. You know, but he's got a staff, so really his involvement with the leopard geckos, he gets to play with them, but he really he puts the pairings together. He decides kind of what's going to happen with them, but somebody else goes through that room and takes care of them. So he's really the brains behind it, and he has to interact with all the hundreds of thousands of fans he has now, or whatever it is.
But
you know, you'd have to.
Go ahead.
You got to have help if you're going to get really seriously that big. You have to have help, and help requires money. And I find that unless you're going to be just breeding to breed, which you have to do in order to make money, that just to me isn't that much fun. That's not what I want to do. Yeah, that's not what I want to do.
But if you think about it, like you start out as just a hobbyist, you build your way up, and then you have a regular job that you leave, and you start using your reptile breeding operation as your sole source of income. That's the point when everything gets serious. Like, it's your business, so you have a bottom line, stuff like this. I think once you get to the point where you have employees and everything, it's almost like I don't know, like Brian, it's almost like he can revert back to like his hobby days, where he can talk to the people online, he can do this, he can go in there and interact with animals. He has people that are actually that he's paying to take care of the animals and things like that. So he's like going back in there and playing with them, and so I would think, especially with all the stuff like, I mean, that's like the highest up that you can go.
I know you guys go into your gecko room and you'll just like pick one gecko and just stare at it for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
You do that to all of them?
I try to do that to a lot of them, to be honest. Like, I try to make my geckos kind of hand tame already.
Yeah. What should take you like an hour to do ends up taking like 8 hours because you got that.
Dude, every time I clean, I'm like, oh man, I didn't get nearly through as many tubs as I thought I was going.
Yeah.
Like, oops.
I do that. It's like a time machine. I go in there and I come out and it's like dark out, and I gotta move the cobwebs away from the door to come out.
You went in clean shaven. You went in clean shaven. You come out full beard, looking like Noah.
Tripping over your beard. Rip Van Winkle effect.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to do that, where it could be a hobby and be something, bigger, because like you made a good point. he probably can do things for the hobby of it, and he can get into whatever projects he wants because now he has the funds and the employees and basically everything set up to where what he needs to do that. And that would be cool,
yeah.
But I think it would be more fun for me to, if I had the money and the means to do it, to put together a collective kind of deal, to start a facility where I could invite friends and say, hey, come breed out of this facility. You know, we'll have a fridge, we'll have a fridge.
Co-op type thing.
You know, but like do your own thing. Get into the animals you want to get into. That's cool with me.
You get the shelf racks and
come hang out. We'll have a pool table or whatever, you know, whatever you want, and we'll
GECKO
hang
bar
out
and
and
grill.
we'll have a couch. Yeah, exactly. You know,
the Willow Inn.
To me, I think that would be more fun. I think because then you'd have your friends at least nearby, and hanging out wouldn't be like, oh, I got GECKO cleaning today or whatever. Because you all have GECKO cleaning or reptile cleaning, so your hangout would be going to the collective and.
No, that would be fun stuff.
Chilling out.
Yeah,
you know.
That would be cool.
That would be my dream for being big. That would be my I've gotten big. I have my breeding collective going.
Yeah. Lost me.
No?
No? I'm still here.
No.
Oh, okay. No, it's something cut out.
Yeah, we lost a caller.
Did we?
Who'd we lose? Check.
We lost Eric.
Oh. Well, that's no good.
I had to look at the number because I didn't know. I don't know who's talking.
Yeah, he just said in the chat, totally got disconnected.
It happens. We've lost 2 now.
No, it's happened to me lots of times.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe we can bring Brooke on.
Is she on
Is she on?
Oh, yeah, she's in here. Let me find her. Where's her phone number?
I know.
Oh, we just lost another one. Nope, they're trying to run away because they know I'm taking calls now. Brooke, you're on the air.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hi, Brooke.
how's it going?
He couldn't hang up in time, Brooke. Couldn't hang up in time.
They're dropping like flies.
That's how Morgan cleans lines out.
He's going to get me.
I know.
Oh, there's still a $50 gift card.
I was about to say the same thing.
Jeez, somebody come up with a question.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God, let me think of a question. Okay.
Would you be interested in making a logo for a company called So-So Geckos?
So Geckos.
Not great, not poor, just kind of in the middle somewhere.
The delivery on that was just so, it was off.
Yeah, I know. Late, man. It's almost 2:00 in the morning, but it was so. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it was okay.
The delivery was so. You got it out there, but it wasn't that great. It was so.
Yeah, I know.
But I guess it was perfect. It really did.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a great banner.
Yeah, just But I do want Morgan's mediocre geckos. I would like a banner, and
no, don't we need a banner for the Reading show, don't we? For
the Reading show,
West Coast Breeder Alliance.
Oh yes, those guys need a banner too.
We got to get with Brooke.
I need an East Coast Breeders Alliance. Southeast.
Just Brad sitting in his kitchen at the table.
Me, like, what's up, guys?
He'll be in his own group chat.
Responding.
How's it going?
I'm
fine.
Yeah, pretty good. You see that gecko we hatched out today? Yes, I did. It was nice.
Well, if you had SC geckos and then so-so geckos, you could actually have a conversation with yourself.
That's true. I can be on the computer with one and the phone on the other.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, let's get off that subject. You're depressing me.
But only a little.
Yeah.
At least you have
so we got to
geckos.
come up
My
with a
geckos
question.
Yes. Question.
Mediocre.
Yes, mine are mediocre.
Yes.
Brooke.
Thanks to Pinnacle Vodka.
Yes, Pinnacle Vodka. Thank you for your caramel apple flavored vodka. It has gotten me through the last few shows.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I would also I would like to thank the person who went ahead and snatched up all of the Late Night Leo's websites over the last couple weeks.
The domain name?
All the domain names?
Yes,
yeah,
all the domains.
Crazy.
Yes, whoever bought all Late Night Leo's domains, thank you so much. You saved me a boatload of money. But
I'll buy one from you if you're listening for $8.
Yes. They're not worth $8. Okay, a question.
$7.50.
Now, Brooke.
Yeah.
On last week's episode, name one project that Jared is working on.
Oh,
Hello?
Lord. Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
What's up?
Did
Hey,
you hang
Brooke.
up? Oh, jeez.
I'm here.
Okay.
Are you going to answer the question?
I'm thinking. Is what I'm doing.
I think you're Googling.
She's streaming the episode.
Yeah, I think we're going to hear in the background. We're going to start hearing the episode playing.
Last week's
Thank you for
GECKO.
tuning in to Late Night Leo's.
Yeah.
Well, talk radio.
Oh my gosh.
While she's thinking,
Yes.
does anybody? Do you breed Diablo Blancos, Morgan?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna send somebody to you. I'm gonna because they just messaged me about Diablo Blancos and I don't work with them.
Is it Melinda?
Yes. How did you? What in the world? Where's that hidden camera you got?
I'm watching the chat right now, a webcam, but no, not really.
Yeah, I was about to say that's pretty crazy because
I have eyes and ears in every part of the marketplace.
You got some connections.
Well, how do you think I've got so much stuff? Jeez, if something's for sale, I'm buying.
Because you hold everything back.
Yeah, right. No, I do, and I have been talking to her, but I think that a few were already sold today.
No, really?
Are all your DBs are they Max Snow DBs, or you just have some regular DBs?
I have. Well, I do have some Max Max Snow one, and the rest are possible Max Snow. But I do have some that are definitely not Max Snow, and I did hatch some with some carrot tails, and those I think are definitely not Max Snow.
Yeah, well, I like them because the whole Eclipse eye trait and the Eclipse eye traits in there, and I don't know, the blizzards are, I don't know, I've always been intrigued by them, by the whole story, the whole blizzard story. Somebody,
what's the story?
Oh, one time somebody stole the project, and then the guy that had the project finally got it back from the person that stole it, and I forget the whole thing, but prehistoric pets down there. Yeah, it's kind of a cool
Who steals a gecko project?
Huh?
I just can't imagine someone like doing like a Mission Impossible, like going after somebody, stealing their geckos. Just, like breaking into their house.
But then again, think about it, Morgan. Who would buy all the domain names for Late Night Leos? I mean,
I wonder if there's a connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's got a lot of blizzards? No, this happened years ago when all that went down, I guess. But it's weird how you breed a blizzard with something and it makes whatever you breed it to gets spotty.
The speckles on the scales.
Yeah, and it's like it's a recessive trait, they say, but
and then they use that as a marker, right? They basically say like if it looks like that, it's carrying, or it could be carrying the blizzard gene.
Yeah.
So it's really incomplete dominant.
Yeah. So it's one of them weird traits that I don't know. I'm working with some now, but
disclaimer: don't quote me on that. It's risky.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. It's only recorded. You don't need to quote him. It's recorded.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's right.
You can quote it because nobody's proved it either way. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. I would like. Yeah, I think Brooke is just Googling away. I think I can hear her just tippy-tapping on her keyboard.
Tippy-tap. I'm
thought I heard a live stream.
Yeah.
I'm chatting with.
You're just chatting away. You're not even. Oh, God.
She's asking her friends, did you listen to the show last week?
Oh, if she didn't. That's like asking someone for their notes.
I listen to every show.
She's messaging Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, next weekend we're giving away a big prize, so everyone has to listen to this show because there's going to be a trivia on a little tiny thing that we talked about during this show. So
I was supposed to be listening?
Yeah. You'll have to download the archive and listen to it like 5 or 10 times, please.
I'll remember it.
I try to do that to get my own show some listens.
No, don't say that. Did you just say that on the air?
Yes,
really?
I did.
Like you sit at your computer. You sit at your computer and turn on the episode, and then turn it on your phone, and then once you get 10 minutes in, you just restart it. Oh my God!
That's all you have to do is listen to 10 minutes. I haven't even listened to 5 minutes. I can't listen to my own show. I listen to everybody else's shows, and there's several of them that I've listened to over again because they're good.
Yeah, you have to actually listen to majority. I think it's 50%, which is like an hour and a half anyway. So.
Yeah.
I record them all and put them on in my truck when I'm working and blare it wherever I'm working at.
Oh my God.
When Morgan says thank you to Pinnacle Vodka, like your customers are looking, is he drinking?
Oh, we knew he was crazy.
No, geez.
Really, we did.
Foil helmet.
Yeah, he's out there mowing the lawn with a tinfoil helmet on. He ain't right. He does an okay job. We just kind of feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
It's mediocre.
So landscaping.
Hopefully,
we don't even have a lawn,
not...
and he's running the mower over the dirt there, so I guess that's good.
Oh, gosh.
Are there other people on the line, Morgan?
Yeah, Brooke, are you going to answer? Are you going to answer? Do you have an answer for us?
Keep Brooke on the phone anyways.
Yeah, we're just going to keep you on. Who am I going to snatch up out of the phone line? Oh, my phone's buzzing. Don't pick me up. Okay.
Whoa. G3.
You sunk my battleship. G3.
I was looking at no, it's G2. My GEOs are all like the GEO. They're alphabetized, and I was looking at who's.
How do you play Battleship with yourself? You know where all the ships are.
Okay, we're losing callers again, so we got to be quick.
Though.
I'm going to grab one of you. I'm going to grab you. 253, Elsa.
Oh, hi. I have no answer for that either. I was not scrambling for my notes because I didn't take any last week.
Darn it. You don't take notes.
We'll ask you another question. Did you listen to Razor Sharp Reptiles episode?
I listened to it. I don't know if I remember any of the real trivia that you want, but
I don't even think Morgan knows the trivia that he wants.
How come she got another question?
Well, she's not going to get your question.
You haven't answered yours, Brooke.
I know. So if Elsa answers Brooke's question, Brooke would know the answer. That's why Elsa gets a different question.
Oh, okay.
Name 2 of the black leopard gecko morphs on the market.
Black Knight is one, and Black Pearl is the other.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, nailed it.
So you can go ahead and let Dennis know that you won the $50 gift card, and I will also let him know.
No way. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Right,
I'm going to put you... I'm going to mute you for the rest of the episode. Is that okay? Or did you want to ask any questions or anything?
The only thing I've wondered is at what point do you really give up? Now, I don't have any eggs yet, any leopard gecko eggs, but at what point do you give up on an egg, even if it looks good, but it's beyond X amount of days that it should have hatched? Do you open the egg then, or what do you do?
I wait until it's completely nasty.
Yeah, I wait till they turn black and they sink in, or they get real. Yeah, I wait it out.
If it starts like expelling gas and it stinks, then there's probably nothing alive inside.
I guess that's okay.
But I had one that takes 72 days.
I've had eggs. I think I posted one that was like almost 40 days old, and it went even longer than that. But like perfectly plump, perfectly healthy. Other than when you put a light on it, there was no embryo inside. There was no red bullseye, no nothing at like 40-some days. But it was still perfectly plump. It actually went full term with the other gecko. The only time I could tell the difference between the two was probably around like the 3rd or 4th week. The egg that was actually fertile started to grow, and the other egg didn't. It stayed the same. But I've had eggs that go full term, 55, 60 days, and still look perfectly fine. But I do all the candling. Everybody else, Jeff, and I don't know if Morgan candles eggs or not.
Sometimes.
I candle everything.
I used to when I first started doing it.
Thanks, and go ahead and mute me now.
All right, thank you, Elsa.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I candle everything.
Yeah,
I used to. My first couple of years, I did, but I don't know. I just put them in there
because I don't even incubate. Like I can, like when I candle the eggs with like the nice little LED flashlight, the yellow inside, like the yolk, looks completely different inside of the egg when it's not fertile. It has like a sort of opaque look when it's fertile, but when it's just an infertile egg, it's like a bright, like
yellow,
glowing yellow inside, and there's nothing. And I don't even bother incubating most of them. There's some that if they have like a lot of cocoa fiber or something like that on them where I can't really tell and I'm on the fence, then I'll keep them in the incubator for a week or two. But after that, if I go in there, because I burp all the deli cups because I don't put any holes in my deli cups, So when I go in there and do that once every like 5 to 7 days, I'll shine a light on each one of them, and I don't pick them up or anything. I just shine the light right on top of them, and if I don't see anything going on in there, it's out the door. I'll open them sometimes because I've had some that it'll have the bullseye, it'll have the embryo, and like, I don't know, a week or two later, all of the blood, it's like down in the bottom of the egg.
Yeah,
so all of a sudden it drastically sinks down there, and for whatever reason the embryo didn't take within like the first week or two for whatever reason. But occasionally I'll open some up.
I open them. Unless you go to open them and they really reek, it's like, it's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's good to keep a bad egg in with a bunch of good ones. I don't know. I know they expel gases and stuff like that, but if they're fuzzy and they're obviously bad, I take them out.
Looks like Albert Einstein sitting in there next to a fertile egg.
Yeah. If they're
time to go.
Start collapsing, and you pick them up, and like half the vermiculate comes with them.
Yeah.
It's time to throw them out, man.
And I had a snow earlier this week that hatched. It hatched either 7 or 9 days early. It pipped, and the eyelids weren't completely developed yet.
Yeah.
I didn't take any pictures or anything like that. Sorry, Morgan. But
oh man,
it was a Mac Eclipse. It was like a perfect stripe down his back. A beautiful animal, but it was really, really skinny. Like it almost looked like there was like
it didn't soak everything up.
Yeah, there was like nothing inside of it. There was a huge yolk sac that was outside of it, and it looked like you could tell it was premature because it had like almost like that ghostly look instead of having like the black for the snow.
Yeah.
It was like really like a light gray, like almost like a milky gray color, and I tried everything I could. It looked like it was okay for the first. I think about the first like 48 hours, it was okay. It was moving around. It could open and close its eyes. So I was thinking, okay, if it got through, it would be just a pet that I could give away to somebody. But for whatever reason, like after 48 hours, I went in there and it was upside down in the tub, dead, stiff as a board. So
that's never a good sign.
Yeah. What are you doing? Roll over. But yeah, it was pretty devastating. I mean, any time that happens, I mean, it was a beautiful animal, but I didn't care if it was a normal. It was like I was going to try whatever I could to get it going, but with that much yolk sac that was attached to it, you know, that's in the paleness of how early it actually was. The pigments hadn't actually finished coming in. That, you know, it was probably bad news, but so far that's the only bad thing that I've had this season. Everything else has been pretty good, so knock on wood.
It's been pretty good. Yeah, just some of them just don't do it. It's never fun.
Yeah.
It's just part of it, I mean, you know.
Yeah, and I imagine if the larger scale breeders, I mean, you breed much more than me, which I'm a very small hobbyist breeder, but I'm sure like the larger breeders that have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of babies, I'm sure they have lots of situations like that.
I was just talking about that with Michelle, because, you know, if you think about, you hatch like 100 babies and you get 2 that don't make it and have to go into the freezer. Now, you add a 0 for like a mid-sized breeder, and so 1,000 babies, and then you have 20 in the freezer, and then you get a larger breeder that hatches out 10,000 babies, and that's 200 babies in the freezer, and then you get the super large, like the big box contract breeders that do like 100,000, and that's like 2,000 babies in the freezer.
Yeah. that you never ever hear about. So you need to invest in a big freezer if you're going to be a big breeder.
Well, I actually worked at a big box pet store, and we did have a big, huge chest freezer, and it got emptied often. And I mean, that's just the pet store, you know. It's not even like a breeder. It's like half the stuff that came in ended up dying.
Yeah, those are animals that have gotten through the hatching process and all that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure that happens with larger breeders, that happens on a larger scale, that just is like don't ask, don't tell type deal.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, once you start making a whole lot of money, I think that like the fun part kind of goes away. Unless I know.
It's safe to say I don't have to worry about that whole lot of money thing.
Well, Steve Sykes actually has like a day job. I see him posting all the time where he's like at construction sites removing reptiles and amphibians.
Yeah, conservation kind of a thing.
Yeah,
that's a fun job, though.
Yeah.
I
mean,
he's
one of those guys where he has a real job, and it seems like his mega complex is just like a super, super hobby, you know?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a hobby, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, he's got it like perfect, you know, and his kids are into the animals. A lot of times people's kids are like, no, I don't want anything to do with the family business. And
that's crazy. He plays with lizards.
Yeah, right. My dad has 30,000 breeding geckos.
I mean, there's other stuff too. You get hognose, fat tails, Spanish red dukes, all kinds of stuff. I would love to go see
who I don't hear about a lot on, I don't think at all, Facebook or anything, is Garrick DeMeyer.
Yeah. He's
like I used to be like on YouTube like all the time. I used to see like all his stuff, but now like that I'm doing the whole Facebook venture, and my YouTube account got hacked, so now I'm pretty much I don't see any of his stuff. Like I think it's like thecrestedgecko.com and something else, but.
Oh, he must have unfriended me. He's on Facebook.
Garrett?
Yeah.
Is he really? I've never searched for him on Facebook, I don't think.
Yeah.
I didn't see you were going to end this show crying anyways, weren't you?
Oh, my God. You know,
one way
I
or
don't
another.
even know if I should say who else unfriended me, but...
And there's somebody you talked about the other day, like a week ago or something?
Yeah, Ron unfriended me. It was terrible.
I think
I was so sad.
He just did that to a lot of people.
Everybody. He did it to
Me too.
I think
he just changed his page.
Yeah, I just.
Can you imagine how many notifications he gets every time someone says his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't care. He liked my snow project, so.
Yeah, well, he had just emailed me asking me a question about his app, and then I went to email him, or I went to go tag him, because I was having people check it, because he wanted to know if the old version was still working. And so I go to tag him, and it wouldn't tag him. It would tag his wife, but it wouldn't tag Ron.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, what's going on? He asked me to go look at something.
But you're still friends with her, right?
Yes. It takes a lot for me to unfriend somebody.
I go through a lot and take friends off of my Facebook page. Because there's a lot of people, like, no offense, but, like, there's a lot of people that I don't speak the same language as them.
Yeah.
And they never like any of my pictures or comment on any of my pictures. I don't even care if you comment in a different language, but there's no interaction. So it's like, what is the point?
They
I got
just
close
want
to
likes.
2,000 people. Yeah, and I know, like, because I don't like people back unless I like your stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
I don't like.
I don't like you if you don't like me.
Yeah, because I have people that say that, like they'll like my page and then they'll message me, even my business page, and then they'll send me a message saying, I liked your page, please return the favor, and then they'll have a link. It's like, I don't like anything on my business page. It's just I don't even look through Facebook on my business page. I do that on my other page. So
yeah, or when it's like Frodo Geckos invited you to like Frodo Geckos.
Yeah.
And they post the same thing like 2 minutes later on each page. And
yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff on Facebook. Like you'll get one that some random person tags you and like 200 other people.
Yeah,
and like
Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Like a private message or something, or like weird stuff. Like it'll put you in a group chat.
Yeah.
And like there's like 300 people that I don't even know who they are. Not one of them.
Join my chat group.
Or I get people that add me to different groups, like different groups from like different countries and stuff like that, like local sales in like somewhere in like the Ukraine or something. You know, I'm like, maybe they got confused with SC. Maybe SC.
Bulgarian morphs.
We got to tread lightly there.
You drink my vodka, you join my group.
Let's pick a less threatening country.
Oh, okay.
Danish geckos invited you to like Danish geckos.
Yeah. Happier place.
Yeah, beat me with a pastry.
Oh, you're in for it now. You're going to get all kinds of hate mail.
I know, we lost Brooke. She hates it when we start talking like that.
Oh, man.
I was just about to ask her what she was working on.
She
hates Juanita's kitchen. Cooking with Juanita. She hated that, yeah. She was like, well, she didn't exactly, that was probably the sound she was making, but of course it was in chat, so you can't hear anything.
That train went so far off the tracks right there. I don't think it can be brought back.
Well, they were late with my churros order, but they were still pretty good.
Yeah, right. Jeez.
So
I was hoping we would have a baby born.
Or anything?
Secret projects?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any secret ones.
Oh, I just heard about one tonight. God, what was it?
What was it?
Willow Tang
I had a
Enigma.
baby born and Willow Tang Enigma pigtail.
Really?
No. I don't work with Willow Tangs, Enigmas, or pigtails.
Oh, good.
I'd like to if you could hook me up.
I did hatch a Mac Eclipse.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, nice.
Woo. Yeah, boring Mac Eclipses, that's how I roll.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing the total eclipse thing. They're cool, but man, there's a lot of them out there.
It just seems like there's a lot of people doing them this year. I don't know. They're really awesome. I mean, that's probably because they went to Michelle's website and saw like some ridiculous animals and
she started it.
Yeah. It's all your fault, Michelle.
RapidReptiles.com.
I seen some at a show or something, and I was like, "Wow, this is what everybody's talking about." Yeah, I
mean,
like
Super Snows are really cool, and the Super Snow Eclipses are really nice, but just the ones that just have like a tiny little bit like tail tip, like dipped in white, and just like a white nose and white feet. They're nice, but I like the ones that look like really like there's pigment missing in like drastic parts of their body, like up their face and their nose.
Did you see the ones that she just hatched?
Yes, yes.
There's like almost no black pigment on them.
I've got some rainwater patty eclipse things that I'm working on. I think I posted one earlier in the L&L chat thing, but they're pretty cool looking. They just on their head there's black dots, and then on the tail there's some black dots. One of these days I'll get some pictures.
Yeah, I was going to say, start posting some pictures, man.
Sure, Jeff. You're just making it up as you go along.
I think it had a,
Tell me something else you like, and then I'll...
an orange stripe, a red stripe, and black stripes highlighting them.
Yeah, with blue. One green eye and a red eye.
Looks like a husky.
Yeah, I got those too. No, I gotta get some pictures, and then I'll pop them up. I'll tag you guys in them or something. Oh, you'll see them.
No, he'll tag me in something other than what Morgan tags me in.
Yeah.
Hey, look, what morph is this? Tag Brad at SC Gecko. Is this a tang, or this is a willow line tang?
Those are cool.
Yeah. Lucky we live across country from each other. I mean, knocking on the door. Who's up next week?
Oh, next week is the Hatchling of the Year contest episode. It's all about hatchling.
Already, huh?
Yep, that's the midpoint of the year. That's going to be May 31st.
And I fell the inner one. What a dog.
You still got time.
I know,
You still have time.
I got one hatching right now. You know what it is?
There you go.
Shrimper albino.
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
It's a neat looking one, though.
I posted an egg, and it got quite a few votes, so I'm sure an actual gecko... I'm sure an actual gecko would...
I'll just post a bunch of eggs, and then... Can they be chicken eggs?
So what, Morgan? I got 11 people that like me, so...
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's funny,
millions of people on Facebook, I got 11 people that like me, so...
Yeah, 1,000 friends, but only 10 people actually pay attention to what you post.
Yeah.
I always forget who's who when they post their business page to their name. I don't the association. I'm not smart like that.
Or when Frodo Gecko invites you to Frodo Gecko, and then some random person emails you the next day and says, "Why didn't you like my page, Frodo Gecko?" And you're like, "I don't even know who you are." "Well, I'm Frodo Gecko." And it's like, well, why do you have a gecko profile, a human profile, and then a gecko page? It doesn't even make sense.
Details.
I like golem geckos. Frodo, wasn't he one of them hobbit peoples?
Yeah.
Make sure you go visit So Geckos. I'll be creating the Facebook page here shortly.
Oh, geez. Yes, Morgan's Mediocre Geckos. I'll make one at some point. It's only going to be mediocre.
Too much trouble. Yeah, it's too much trouble to make a page. It's only so I'm not even making one.
It'll have a special button next to the like button. It'll be kind of like.
Kind of like it.
You're okay.
Make sure you kind of like my page.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That'd be nice.
So, thanks to everybody that listened and that came on the show. Who all was on the show? Pat, Klein, Luxurious Leopards,
Eric. Hang on, I got a list here. Jeff
Critters and
Scott,
more.
Brad Hicks, Eric Veach, Pat Klein, Steven, I don't know Steven's last name, from SC Reptiles. Critters and more.
Reptiles
Jeremy
is his
Hughes
last name.
was kind of on. And Dylan Brook, Elsa called in. Thank you to our generous sponsors, Luxurious Leopards, Leo Levables, SC Geckos, Desert Snow Gecko, Residual Arts, Ghoulish Geckos in the Reptile Report Marketplace. And thank you to Elsa and Yvonne for hanging in there with us to the very end. They're the only ones that didn't get kicked out.
Yvonne? Hi, Yvonne. Are you still on?
Yeah. Hi, Yvonne.
Yeah, they're still there.
Cool.
It's amazing. You'd
Sweet.
think that they would hang up, like, once it gets to 20 minutes before it ends, because it kind of just, like...
No, don't give people those kind
What
of
are you
ideas.
trying to? Yeah, what are you trying to say?
It's so, you know? So, yeah, we'll have another contest next weekend. And,
That'll be cool.
yeah.
So who are the winners?
Just-
Dylan
and Elsa.
Pat, and Elsa won Dennis.
Dylan won mine, $100.
Oh, he won yours. Okay.
Yeah, Pat didn't want to give away any money.
Oh, I thought $800. All I remember
Oh,
was
yeah.
some large sum of money that I'm pretty sure
Hurry,
he wasn't
Jeff.
aware of.
Jeff, ask a question and I'll answer it. We'll split it.
Okay, what
Bold Stripe.
what day is it?
Bold Stripe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yay.
You win. $800.
All right. $800
Goldfinger.
leverage. I can't. Yes, gold. God, I love Goldfinger, my little Pictogecko. Jeez.
Yeah.
Although he has gold eyes, not fingers. That's
Yeah, which is kind of weird, but, you know, whatever.
Details.
Each his own. Yeah.
The stick in the eye.
You know, Goldfinger was from 007, and so was Goldeneye. I could have called him Goldeneye, but it didn't. It doesn't ring as well. And I figure, you know,
What?
finger.
Golden eye doesn't. Hold on, golden eye doesn't ring as well as an animal with a golden eye. Gold finger works better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks to Pinnacle Vodka for making that.
that might
if
be
you shut
the
one
reason.
eye and like tilt your head just right, it sounded better.
Well,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like there's water in my head. It might spill out.
Like you've been swimming in a pool or something.
Oh God, yeah.
What morph is that Pictus panther, whatever you want to call it, ocelot?
And Madagascar ground gecko.
Yeah, big head gecko. Or something.
It's AML, het for anery. So
yeah,
I don't think the het really matters.
Why not? Yellow.
No, I mean it
ghosts are in
doesn't
your
matter
future.
for the coloration of the AML. I don't think it.
No.
Yeah,
Huh.
but yeah,
AMLs
he's
are
got
cool.
he's got an anery het AML girlfriend that he'll breed with next year or later this summer, either or. So.
How old are the? We'll probably get cut off in the next who knows when, but how old are they?
I have no idea. The male is fully almost grown, I guess. I don't know.
that was a definitive answer. I'm pretty happy with that.
No idea. I have to ask Josh.
It was okay.
No, I don't have to ask. It's on their tub. I have no idea though. They're in quarantine, so I don't bug them a whole lot. But I do know when they hatched and all that.
No, I was just curious if they were adults or if they were young.
The male
I was
is
get into
adult.
some conversation like that. Figured I'd just get an answer, you know.
Oh my God, it's the pinnacle. It's like, oh jeez.
Should have just made something up. You could have won another
Yeah.
prize.
Exactly.
Oh, was
you
I
didn't know
supposed to
what,
make something?
you didn't know what I was giving away.
Yeah. See, if he would have known, he would have tried harder.
Yeah, hell, I didn't.
Yeah, but I would have had the same success.
Yeah. So Morgan, you caught a gator lizard the other day. I seen you were wearing gloves.
Oh no, that's just an old picture.
Oh, I was going to say you don't need gloves.
The thick leather gloves.
So, oh my God, the ones around here have so much bacteria in their mouths. What?
They're mean, huh?
So it was like a croc monitor or something. He had the thick leather glove on.
No, it's a